Does what happened last time we played? So
Last
long
time
ago.
on Dragon Ball Z. No, sorry. So session 19 was titled by me, What Do Your Monk Eyes See? Um, so we were on day 34. We made our way towards the tomb. I think we literally just like left the city at the beginning of the last session.
Yeah, we had.
Yes, I think we did. We're about an hour into our journey when we find a guy fleeing in the desert from his destroyed caravan. Apparently, it got attacked by Calatharius. He's just about alive and very dehydrated. Wei gets into his feet and refills his canteen. We set him off towards Bralazar. Further down the road, we find the remains of his caravan. It's been wrecked, and there are some gigantic footprints on the sand. On closer inspection, we find remains, but nothing living. There are areas of the attack site where the sand has been burned into glass. It looks like something dropped a massive fireball. It's quite remarkable that someone actually escaped. There's no sign of robbery. It just seems to have been destruction for destruction's sake, potentially in the wrong place at the wrong time. Magnus goes about providing last rites to the victims, while Lunara picks through the caravan to see if there's anything that can be salvaged. Adriel finds a bowl of molten sand/glass. Most of the items in the wagon are destroyed. It looks like the victims were farmers bringing their wares to be sold at Bralazar. There's ruined crates of produce. Lunara manages to find a metal telescope. It looks antique, probably the most valuable thing the family owned. It's still in fairly good condition, but needs a bit of a cleanup. Lunara cleans it with prestidigitation and gives it to Wei later on the evening, hence the What Do Your Monk Eyes See title of the session. We take our midday rest and then set back onto the road, bunny quotes. The afternoon is uneventful. We make it to nightfall, make camp inside the wagon for the first time. Day 35 is much quieter. We have no encounters on the road and make good time. No sign of Calatharius, thankfully. That night we settle down and Adriel spots a light show in the sky, light seeming to make an arrow pointing towards their destination. Day 36, we turn off the road and into the desert proper. It's much slower going due to the sand. The first half is uneventful, but the second half not so much. Quoth spots 4 unusual creatures in the distance. They seem to be Lamia. Like lions, they live in packs, with females being the hunter-gatherers. They apparently have a little bit of magic. Adriel's people tend to avoid them due to them considering humanoids meat. We consider skirting our way around them, but it will cost an extra half day of travel. So we come to the conclusion we should just talk our way through them, or fight if we have to. We managed to make our way through without actual incident. They don't seem to be interested in us, as we made ourselves a pretty hard target. They seem to be somewhat injured themselves, so a good chance they weren't looking for a fight. Quoth Sentry Cordon spots creatures that seem to have attacked them. There are 3 creatures, looks like orcs with greyish skin, heavily muscled. Medium creatures bulky as fuck, heavily armored and masked, carrying halberds. Lunara's read of these. They're definitely associated with Calatharius. They are fiends that do his bidding. We fight them with a pincer ambush. Unfortunately, Adriel discovers after throwing a fireball that they are fire immune.
Yeah.
But they die fairly easily and return to the hell from whence they came. After dispatching them, we head off and take a short rest as we travel. The rest of the day is uneventful. Just as we're making rest for the evening, we find something in the sand. It's a half-buried, toppled obelisk, easy for you to say, pointed to the southwest, carved with runes. The runes seem to be related to one of the nomadic languages, and it's just about decipherable to Adriel. It seems to be a signpost. One on the side says the Temple of Amun-Ra lies this way in the land of Bakar. Adriel uses some of his wind power to clean it, making the rest of the inscription visible. It also provides information about some of the other local landmarks that would have been here centuries ago, including Pazar, which may hold another star gem. Day 37 is uneventful. Day 37, quiet until the evening. We get approached by a solitary figure in a leopard skin robe with an ornate chest piece. He introduces himself as Amun-Re. He's apparently a shadow of himself seeking people of valor. He was pharaoh of the kingdom when it was green and pleasant. Robbers defiled the tombs of his forefathers and take their treasures. Apparently he and his people were cursed after he robbed and overtaxed his neighbors. His people revolted against him and locked him out of his temple. Unable to return to the afterlife until his staff and star gem are removed from the temple. He reappears every night on our journey towards his lands. Over the next few days, Magnus keeps the camels exercised in the evenings while Lunara researches Amun-Re's information and collates everything she can gather. We've learned the springs of Aethys were a real thing. If it is actually just stopped by a curse, there's a chance we can reverse it and make a real change to the lands. We also note Amun-Re seems to have hired Martek to help him trap the temple, so we may have to worry about magical traps too. Lunara collates our discovery into a book of her own. Day 42, the land becomes less deserty, more rocky, and we get our first glimpse of the temple. It's domed temple in definite disrepair. There seems to be a smoke rising from it. On approach, Quoth notices that aquifer channels have been dug around the remains of the city, dry obviously. There are 2 pavilion tents sent up next to the temple. There's also a dried up fountain out front. Quoth spots some humans wandering around. They seem to be dressed in holyish robes. There are also armored people. It seems like they're part of an order of some kind, definitely Gorm-centric. Adriel and Magnus move in to meet the cultists, while Lunara and Way watch from a distance, with Quoth acting as the intermediary. Adriel introduces himself as the avatar of Gorm and is told he should meet Holy Yeseda, their leader. The group of Gorm worshippers includes both male and female worshippers, though they do not wear the same mask we saw in the Undercity. The statues here include the face depicted on Adriel's mask, though. There seems to be a lot of power. There's a massive fountain with a statue of Gorm in the center. The area seems to have fallen into some level of disrepair, understandable after the centuries not having water. Adriel and Magnus are introduced to Holy Yeseda. Somehow he convinces them quite easily that he is, in fact, the avatar of Gorm, and orders to clean up the temple and tells them that we will proceed to find their missing followers. Adriel sits on Gorm's throne and finds a book on the altar in front of him. It's the Tome of Amun-Re. Sounds like it's his autobiography. Adriel has a skim through to see if he can find out much about how the temple is trapped, but the book isn't very forthcoming. Though apparently Martek, who did the magic for the temple, has been studying some dark shit, so we may have some pretty bad traps to find. That is where we ended.
Awesome.
Holy
Thank
crap,
you.
that was a lot to write.
I know.
So
it was funny because when I was prepping for this session, I was like, yeah, we just like traveled to the temple last time and like got introduced. And then I like read all of your notes, Nick, and I was like, oh yeah, we actually like
we did
covered
a lot.
He's reading all that, and I'm sitting here like, did I miss a session? Oh my god, I don't remember half that stuff. Adriel is
yeah,
not aware of a lot that's going on around him.
Yeah, as I was reading through that, I was thinking to myself, holy shit, was this a one session? Fuck.
Yeah, it was. It was we did a lot last week. It was a lot of ground covered.
Yeah.
I think the thing is with some of these introductory roleplay heavy sessions is that it's a lot, although you don't necessarily realize it at the time afterwards when you go to sort of think about like what knowledge do I need to keep in my head to keep the game going? It's like, oh shit, I got a lot to remember.
Yeah.
So here we are at the Temple of Amun-Ra, pardon me. I will remind you that while this picture only shows the temple, there is actually kind of like a city that is in ruins built up around it. And then obviously the people that are sort of living here and worshiping here have kind of built up like a little bit of a tent city around as well. So there is more than what you were just seeing in the picture, but that is impossible to find. So I just went with the coolest looking picture I could find. So here we are. So do remember there's like the big plaza with the water fountain out front, and there's all the sort of ruined city around. And you guys were inside the temple itself, having spoke to the high priest. And you guys were about to go into the sort of temple proper. You have been given permission to go in there, and with the idea of exploring this area and finding the next star gem. So, do you want me to bring you guys right to that area, or do you guys want to sort of do a little bit more exploring, wandering around this region before you head on in?
I think we should probably head on in. We did a lot of looking around outside. Well, a reasonable amount of looking around outside. I think. Well, what do you guys think?
Yeah, Adriel is more focused on getting this star gem. Yeah, so.
Okay.
We were going into.
Works for me.
Let me. Oh, I hope I've prepped enough. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Just do what I do, wing it at the time.
The problem is lots of dungeon.
Oh.
And I'm just hoping I've prepped enough of it that if you zig when I think you're going to zag, that you are at least in a place where zigging and zagging makes sense.
You can hint to us and I'll follow along. I know how it is as a DM.
was gonna say, just every time we get to a T intersection or something, have the wind blow us in a direction.
Yeah,
I'll
that way.
just-
I'll toss
The
some
wind
wood-
all of a
some-
sudden says, right.
Yeah, I'll toss some sand into the air, and if it blows that way, I'm like, "This is the way."
The signs tell me so.
It's Adriel.
All right, here we go. Oh, I forgot. I already see one thing I forgot, and that's a light in an area. While I do
I can
that.
say, could that be us? Because I don't see any
Yeah,
tokens.
it's just black.
Oh, sorry. It would help if I moved you because it's not
there we
on
go.
Oh,
the
we're way
expected
down there.
part of the
Okay.
map. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a huge
okay.
map.
Fucking
Yes.
hell.
And I'm worried. And this map is completely prepped, and I'm worried I haven't prepped enough. That's the problem with this particular map. Okay. Let me read you what you see here.
Coys is stuck in the wall. Come back, Coys.
Stuck at a wall. No, Quoth. There's a room in part of this dungeon on a different floor that is called Bad Smell. I just want you to know that.
Let's not go to bad smell. That sounds bad.
To the major part of the building. The stairs are highly polished, reflecting the light from a mirror-smooth finish that seems untouched by the ravages of time. The stairs rise a total of 50 feet above a courtyard. At the top of the stairs is a platform, which is where you are currently standing, that gives access into the larger area of the temple. You can see that there are two. I didn't bother putting them on, but there are actually two worshippers that are guarding on either side of the door. Holy Iseda leads you to this area, and he says, "Welcome to your house, my lord," as he bows towards you, Adriel, and then he steps away and just allows you to basically go in and do what you want.
Yeah, and I walk through with my head up high.
Awesome. So the next area here, as you head into sort of the main chamber, I guess this is the main worship hall. This is a vast room of cool darkness with a flat ceiling 20 feet high. Support pillars, 4 on each side, stand 10 feet from the east and west walls. Both the walls and the pillars are of intricate design. Just inside the entrance, at the south end of the side walls, 4-foot wide corridors lead to the east and west. And these things that look like sort of bowls, these are actually the pillars that go up. There is at the far end of the room, there is a statue of, well, you, Adriel. Looking in your more Gorm-like form. It's much the same as what you saw at the pyramid that led down to the Lost City. Very much like the statue of Gorm that you saw at the top of the pyramid. Very similar art style. Very similar looking, big beard, sort of carved. This one is carved as sort of like a white marble, and holding the lightning bolt in his hand as Gorm so often does. It's very clearly Gorm.
I mean, I'll give it a quick look over.
Sure. Do you want to go ahead and give me an investigation?
Can I just... Okay, yeah, they're the same. It's been a while. Oh boy, 8.
You look the statue over, and it is a good, high quality representation. You can tell it was probably done by a master. Other than that, there's not a lot of interest to it.
And I'm also looking like, is it clean?
It is.
They've been taking care of it.
It's in a dark room. Doesn't look like they spend a lot of time in
Oh man, they shoved it in the storage shed.
here.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's been neglected at all. Okay. It is what it is. All right. So I look at the rest of the group. Where would you, to see what they're thinking.
Could I have a closer look? Could I investigate that statue myself just to see if there's anything hidden about it? Anything like not obviously evident about it, should we say?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll, and it looks like you got some guidance from your ally there.
Actually.
Oh, thank you. Plus D4. Bump. Investigation. Ah, that was nearly a nat 20. That's such a shame. 28, though.
Yeah, so you do notice something interesting about this statue.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to find. Okay. So the statue of Gorm, you notice that you know how he's got the lightning bolt in one hand and he's got the balance scale in the other hand, kind of think
Mhm.
like Lady Liberty style balances. You notice that the balance is uneven,
Okay.
but it looks as though it's got a hinge, as though it can move. It doesn't look
Mhm.
fixed.
Which hand is that held in? Sorry.
I think the lightning bolt is in his right and the balance is in his left.
Okay. Okay. I mentioned that. I mentioned that to the others.
Fascinating. I mean,
That could be a mechanism. Is my
Yeah.
immediate thought.
yeah. I mean, Adriel, since he thinks, I mean, this is him, he can't harm himself. He will just go over and like try to switch it, like play with it when he points it out.
Sorry, I thought
Sure.
Lunara and Wei were still outside.
Oh no, I moved in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we
Okay.
hailed you guys to come into the temple,
Oh,
and then
this
we all
is
went on to the
after
new
we've
place.
this is after we've been like escorted in. If you remember, at the end of last session, we were waved in.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys were waiting outside, and then they called you to come in because it was safe. And so you all went into
Yeah.
the temple, and you met with Holy
Ysaida.
Iseda. Thank you. I was like, Holy Imsa? No, that was Green Imsa in another campaign.
Do you want me to? Well, do we want to mage hand adjust the balance on that thing rather than actually doing it with our own skin? Maybe, Adriel.
Yeah, Adriel says that is a good idea. He goes, I must have forgotten about this and what it does.
So yeah, I'll mage hand and try and like restore the balance of the scales.
Okay. You use your mage hand and you try and manipulate the scales, and it does move up and down. You do manage to make it balance, but nothing seems to happen.
Maybe
Oh,
there needs to be an item
yes, I was
put in there.
Well, I was about to say, like, Bam Bam, what's your favorite offering? And it better not be Verdant's hearts.
Would Adriel know this? Can he try to?
I don't know. You're the reincarnation.
You tell
apparently.
Yeah, he will do. Can he do a religion check?
Sure.
Nope, I don't have inspiration. Okay, here we go.
I'll give you guidance.
Okay.
I'll. It's canonically
I got a
just.
20.
It's canonically just Magnus giving you the Buddy Christ.
Okay.
We're Baldur's Gate 3 up in here, I see.
All the time with guidance.
22.
I actually saw a Reddit post where someone was like, "Man, guidance is actually useful. I should use it in my games
Mm.
more." I'm like, dude. Okay.
The one thing
So-
that Baldur's Gate does that I like though is its concentration for a minute doesn't matter how many uses.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually kind of cool.
For a cantrip, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you see that there is on the higher scale, there's obviously some place for it to go. And Adriel, you like a lot of things. But you can never go wrong with a little bit of gold.
I kind of smirk and laugh to myself. Gold. We need to put gold on it. I mean,
Okay.
Take a look here. I
I
honestly
have
don't
some
think I
gold.
have enough gold to make a difference.
So I'll put however many gold pieces. I guess you would let me know on each side to make the scales balanced.
So as soon as you put one gold piece on the higher raised plate of the balance automatically swings to neutral position.
Okay.
And the statue swings, you hear like a click, and it swings forward about, I don't know, a couple of centimeters.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm guessing it's open then.
Yeah,
If somebody wants to check to see if it's trapped, we'll do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to wrench it open.
I can investigate it, I guess.
Sure.
We have, I have some scrolls of a few things, but I think, yeah, I'll just investigate it. Can I do so with guidance?
You sure can, buddy Christ.
Yay! Yay! Yeah, I kind of I think in Baldur's Gate they've essentially made guidance a reaction, and I think that's a really good adjustment to that spell.
I think
That
that's
thing's
how, to be honest, I think that's pretty much how my players tend to work with it anyway. I mean, like you're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing this, and I'm gonna guide them.
Yeah.
Awesome. There's no traps on this, and it seems like you've unlocked the mechanism, and you're pretty confident you can just pull the door and swing it right open. It seems to be well crafted and in decent condition.
All right. So
Okay.
I propose we proceed forward. Who wants point?
Good question. I can send Quoth in to see if there's anything anything immediately dangerous.
Let me.
And then either you or Wei should maybe go first. Possibly
How's
Wei.
Quoth's vision in the dark?
Quoth's vision isn't amazing. Weirdly, he gives me dark vision, but he doesn't have dark vision,
That is bizarre.
which I've never understood.
Adriel will go with Quoth.
Okay, so you're
Alright,
gonna go in together?
I'm gonna give.
He'll stay maybe 5 feet behind him.
I'll give Adriel the vigilant blessing then.
But he'll be like.
Off you go, man.
Because he feels like this is his home in a sense.
All right. you
Actually, could
swing-
someone does someone have light? Because we could give Quoth a
I
something
do.
to hold in his claws, and then you could cast light on it, and he could
Oh, wait.
go down and see.
I'm pretty sure I have light. 'Cause-
I thought you
yeah,
did
I did.
because
I
think
do.
we've used
yeah,
it.
I do.
Okay, then yeah, if you're okay to do
Yeah,
that,
I'll
we'll
do that.
send Quoth to scout, and then he can actually see.
Okay, cool. So you can throw some light on Quoth there.
So light, it's a torch, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. He has a torch.
Okay, and Magnus is going to swing the door open.
Yep.
Oh, I did a thing. Okay.
Okay. So as Quoth moves into the room, it is illuminated. Adriel somewhat behind him. you guys see that there is another room with another statue. This one is a little bit different. This is a 30-foot square room that is accessed by 10-foot wide arched corridors in the center of the east, south, and west walls. You are entering from the south. There are no writings on the walls, and the ceiling is flat. Against the center of the north wall is a 20-foot statue of not Gorm, but Amun-Re,
Interesting.
formed of stone that is different from that of the walls.
Want to take a closer look at the ceiling, make sure that it's not got traces of blood all over it.
I love the paranoia. Go ahead and give me your best. So you look straight up. You don't see any blood or anything like that. If you want to do an investigation and kind of get a little bit more detail, you can certainly roll that.
I mean, I can try. It's not going to do much good, I don't think, but we'll see.
It's something that Lunara could help you with, or Lunara could do with your guidance. Like
Oh
investigation
yeah, I'll guide
is
you
one of
by
my,
all
one of
means.
my
I
good
just want to make
skills.
sure we're not going to get crushed by the ceiling.
Yep, sure. Yep. Yeah, if you ask her to check, Lunara will check.
Before I turn to the group and I say, before we go any further, should we investigate those other hallways in the previous room?
Yeah,
And then I try to see if I can feel any wind blowing.
So far, the wind is
Ooh.
good. The wind is happy.
So wait, what does that mean?
Go whichever way you like.
Okay.
You're good
Lunara has
here.
a 10 on her investigation.
Okay, Lunara, you you look up at the ceiling. Sort of Magnus is like, yeah, let's just check up here, and you take a look up. It's made of stone. It's like those big sort of like slabs of stone, and they seem to be well fitted together. It doesn't look like the ceiling is going to come crashing down on you, nor are you seeing any holes that would indicate that spikes are going to come down on your head. It does just look like a 10-foot high ceiling.
All right,
Okay.
beauty. Who wants to step out into the ominous square first?
I will say that the tiles along the sides of the, like, kind of bordering the room here, are sort of depicting like desert scenes, and also scenes of sort of like greenery and probably closer to what the landscape looked like here 1,000 years ago when the rivers were flowing and the place was more.
Sure. Lunara will will have kept up detect magic all the time we're here.
Remind me
Okay.
again, real quick, who Amun-Re was. Like what?
Amun-Re was the ruler who's
that's
entombed
right.
here in the temple. Yeah. So the fact that there's a statue to him is a
yeah,
little bit
that's that
sketch.
guy. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, he's the pharaoh, right? So he would have had a statue
Yeah.
in here. He thinks he's better than Gorm, hence he got his whole place cursed.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right. He was bad. I'm gonna shoot a lightning spark at it.
Okay. You shoot a lightning spark at it.
Yeah,
It
just
hits the statue and
yeah. I wasn't expecting much. It was just like a disgust.
Like
said this-
Quoth like hops aside in annoyance, like of course, careful.
Now, you said the stone was different from that makes the walls and the ceiling and stuff?
yeah, so similar to the statue of Gorm, this looks to be made out of like a marble type stone, whereas the floor and the walls are made of the sandstone, which is more local to the area. So these statues, the stone for these statues, was probably brought from elsewhere.
Again,
But
I
it's the
think Lunara's
same.
gonna
It's
have
the
a
same
look.
stone as
Sorry.
the Gorm one. Sorry.
It is the same stone as the Gorm one,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Lunara's gonna give the statue a once over, again looking for anything out of the ordinary.
I'm just gonna use my wand of secrets.
Cool.
Yep.
So we'll get an investigation from Lunara, and Adriel, let me know which way you point your wand.
It's
Oh, it's in a 30-foot radius,
yeah,
right?
30. Wait, yeah, within secret trap or door within 30 feet of me.
Okay. At the same time, Lunara, you kind of realize that there's excuse me, there's marks on the ground here as though the statue can be pulled, as Adriel's wand swings around and points directly at the statue.
Okay.
Yep, it looks like this thing can be pulled.
Is there like an obvious place that you can grab it from, or is it less?
I mean, it's a statue. He's got like arms and legs that are sort of. He's probably holding like the shepherd's crook and the very typical Egyptian style.
The flail.
Yeah, thank you. With his arms crossed over his chest, so you can. It's probably fairly easy to kind of grab him by the elbows and yank. I would think.
This is blasphemy.
Give it a go, I guess. Strength check, yes?
Yes, please.
Athletics or just straight strength?
I think just straight strength,
Just
or you
rip
can
it
use
off-
athletics.
Rip it off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
no problem, Magnus. You grab it, and it seems as though, even though it probably hasn't been oiled in years, it's a little sticky, and it kind of like does that like thunk, and then it just starts to slide on its mechanism, and it kind of pulls forward, and then just like slips sideways, revealing another hallway.
Just as a quick thing, while this is happening, I'm going to send Quoth down this way just to see what's at the end of these hallways, just to like get an
Cool.
idea. Oh, okay. It's like a well.
Let me
Area?
read you the description of that.
Mm-hmm.
The maps. This is the 10-foot wide corridor opens up into a vertical shaft 30 feet in diameter. The wet and slimy walls drop down into the darkness and rise 30 feet to the top of a domed ceiling. The air is very humid here, and the thunderous sound of cascading water fills the chamber.
Okay. Yeah, Quoth will come and fly back then.
Is it same down the other way?
Again, I can get Quoth to have a look. Like loosely skims over the top of Adriel, like just like brushing his hair as he goes. Because Quoth sometimes likes to buzz the tower. And comes down to here.
Okay, this one, the 10-foot wide arched corridor opens into a vertical shaft 30 feet in diameter. The shaft has wet, slime-covered walls dropping into the darkness below and rising 30 foot to a domed ceiling above. The air here is very humid. So basically
Okay.
exactly the same as the other one, but this
Sure.
one has no sound of water.
Okay. This corridor here has a turn. Do you want me to go and have a look with Quoth just to scout out a little bit?
I think it's probably a good idea.
Okay, so this is a dead end.
I would say that from this point, Quoth can actually see a door here.
Okay.
It
Backside of a secret door, or
sort of like the backside of a statue kind of dealio. Much
Okay,
like
okay.
the one that you came through.
I see. Okay, I'll relay that. We have another. Looks like there was another statue way to get round here. And then Quoth come back.
I realize it's unlikely, but does it look like there's any signs of high water along the walls in the room that we're in or along the floor?
Oh, good question. Give me a nature check, please.
You'd think I'd be good at that, but I'm not.
The floor here is very dry. You don't see any signs of mold, nor do you see any signs of algae or anything like that. There's no marks on the wall. I don't know if, when you're at the side of a lake and it's got like a rock facing, you can kind of see like different markings of where the water has come up to over the years. There's nothing like that. It doesn't appear as though there are any signs of water here.
I just wanted to make sure that
Good to hear.
undoing this curse wasn't going to result in us having to run out of here before it floods.
So is there no one else in this temple? Because aren't there guards at the front? What are they?
There's
Like-
guards at the front door, but there is no one in here.
Oh.
And in all fairness, we just went through a secret door and opened up a second secret door, so...
Mm.
No, I know, but I'm just like even in the front, like no, there's just no one in here. I guess.
They're not currently worshiping, no. This first room you did see signs of use in,
Okay, yeah.
but they primarily sort of like live in the front half of the temple. We're sort of in the back half at this point.
That is a good point, though, Adriel. I'm going to come over here and close this door behind us.
Okay.
And I slowly.
Wait. How are we supposed to get back out?
It's a door. We just opened it back up.
Oh, we'll
Or
get
go
shot.
through the other one.
Well, we don't
Is
know if
there
we
a
get
mechanism
shots.
for-
Yeah.
Is there a mechanism for opening it from this side?
Yeah, you can easily open it from
Okay.
this side. It's not a.
I mean,
So before he does that, I
I
mage
realize
hands
it's a-
my gold coin.
You take back the offering you made to yourself.
Well, that's him accepting the
Yeah,
offering.
I'm accepting my
Really?
offering.
Okay.
So-
While they're doing that, Quoth is going to fly down this way and see what we can see.
all right, and I slightly like lift my hand up and I touch my chest, and you see little arcs of electricity kind of form over my body as I cast mage armor.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so. So the corridor that Quoth just flew down descends down with a moderate angle. There's a musty smell that permeates the area, and dust covers the floor here. And you end
Okay.
up in a large room, 30 feet wide, east to west, and 40 feet deep and north to south. Along the north wall are 3 statues of Amun-Re, and against each side wall are 2 more. All of the statues are cut from the same marble rock that the others were made from, different from the surrounding walls. In the center of the room stands an altar. Impressions of a left and right hand are carved side by side onto the front of the altar. On the ceiling and remaining walls, the name Amun-Re is carved over and over again in several different languages.
Do you think he likes himself?
starting to get that sense.
Apparently too much.
Should have asked him if there was any sort of like rituals we needed to perform to get through his traps.
Hmm.
It's not like we couldn't talk directly to his shadow.
No, indeed.
When he mentions traps, I kind of stop and pause and let him walk ahead of me because the bird flew over all these tiles.
Yeah, but warning in advance, we did not tread on any of those tiles.
That's where my job comes. That's where my job comes in.
Mm-hmm. Get a 10-foot stick, poke floor repeatedly.
No
I
need
am
with a
We're in
way
the two
around.
horrors now, boys.
I am the stick. I'm the stick love.
say
Look
the-
at
the
me,
mis-
I'm the stick now.
I said the mistake is also not tapping the ceiling.
True.
Chris, you are paranoid enough to play Tomb of Horrors.
I think I might actually be able to make it through without losing more than 10 characters.
Maybe. So far, so good. Way you walk down the hallway and nothing clinks or groans, and none of the tiles sink under your feet. The ceiling doesn't come crashing down on you. Nothing shoots at you from the walls.
I start to walk in the same path he did, acting like I'm not
Yeah,
scared.
let's follow his footsteps exactly.
Acting
just-
like I'm not scared.
I'm not really being careful either. I'm just kind of sauntering down.
Yeah, you have no problem. You make it to the end of the hallway with no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, it's clear. Don't know about that side though.
Yeah, we'll stick to this side. Okay. I assume I'm not detecting any magic as I'm going along here.
Not in the hallway, but when you come into the room that you are in, there is some magic that is surrounding the altar, specifically the
Okay.
2 handprints on the altar.
Okay. Do I know what kind of magic it is?
Yes, but the
Does
DM,
the DM
has
know
to
what kind of
figure
magic?
it out.
I was gonna say that's the whole reason I hate detect magic is because
Mm.
it's like it's magical. Not sure what kind.
I hate
Yeah,
it when
that
it's
is
like a
problem.
magic item and you have to kind of
Figure
guess.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this case, I'm going to say that it is transmutation magic.
Okay.
That is my best DM guess.
Okay.
The statues are all the same, like identical, same facial expressions, everything.
Give me an investigation, please.
I was gonna say, if pushed, I will investigate to look at them closely. Happily do that.
All right, I will
Play
give
spot
you
the difference.
guidance.
Thank you. That is appreciated. Normal.
I'll also help. I don't know if I could do both, but I'm gonna try.
Do you have proficiency?
In investigation, that's a good question.
Because
Nope.
that is okay. I think that's the rule I tend to play. I tend to see in most games I play. I'm not sure actually. If
Yeah,
that's
no, that's a
PHB,
fair rule. I will just
but
guide you.
I mean, up to Kirsty to call on that one.
I think for investigation, if you can describe to me how you're helping, I will allow it without proficiency. I
Okay.
think for things like history, I think I would require proficiency to
Sure.
help someone.
I'd just
But
be
for
looking
looking
at-
around, I don't think that.
But I would
Maybe,
just
like,
be
calling out
describing
the
facial
features.
expressions.
Yeah,
Like this
calling
one
out the
looks kind of
features.
pissed off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This one looks like he's been woken up from a nap.
So you can go ahead and roll with advantage there, Lunara, and you also have guidance.
27.
Nice. All of the statues look identical. All are beautifully carved. All have a slightly superior expression on their face. The ghost of the man that you saw had been wandering the desert for 1,000 years and looked confused and sad and sort of broken a bit. And here you kind of get more of a, oh, this is probably more what he was like in life. And there's something, you know, when you say someone has a slappable face,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of this guy. Like he just looks smug and superior, and there's just something about him that makes you just want to give him a little smack and knock some sense into him. You do also notice that there are two sets of sort of scrapings on the floor. One near the statue that you are currently standing beside, and one at the statue at the north.
Okay. Suggesting maybe
Magnus
they
will-
move, or
Yeah, potentially. Similar to the scrapings that were on the floor by the other statues that have moved. So,
Okay.
yes.
Magnus will just whisper to Linara, like, you know, on closer inspection, it kind of looks like Adriel.
One moment. Okay, Lunara just about manages to like turn the laugh into a cough. But it's a
Right,
close
well,
one,
let's see
so-
if we can get these passageways open. Who wants to be the guinea pig for the altar?
Silence was the stern reply.
I'll go and have a look at the altar and see if I can see any way of work out how it actually works.
Yeah, so
And
there's
then-
two handprints. They're probably like man-sized handprints. I'm
Okay.
kind of like, I'm looking at my, like, I have like teeny tiny hands, and I'm kind of like imagining putting my hands into the handprints that have been carved into an altar, and they would probably fit up like the palm. So they're,
Oh, is
but
it
they
like
do
the
look,
old Michael Jordan basketball handprint? Every time you
yeah.
held it, you felt tiny.
Yes. No, they look like human-sized handprints, but like large enough that they would belong to a man rather than a woman. Unless she had particularly large hands. Let's not be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they're spaced kind of like shoulder width apart kind of deal, as though someone has just sort of placed their hands on the altar. Like it looks like a comfortable position to put your hands.
Yeah, it is.
and
No further comment there.
and that's really about it. Everything else on the altar is pretty much, it's just a plain stone altar, and then of course on the walls and on the ceiling there's just Amun-Re written in all these
Okay.
different languages.
Hmm.
I mean, I'll put
Okay,
my
I see.
hands there and say the
Hmm.
name if you guys want to try that.
Yeah, give it a shot.
So yeah, I'll stand there, place my hands in it, and say Amun-Re. See if anything happens.
The light glows from the altar, and there is a scraping sound as a hidden entrance is revealed.
Well, that opened one.
Yeah.
Anybody
Um,
interested in how the other one opens?
Try it again. Try it
Hang
again.
on,
See if
let
it.
me-
All
Let
right.
me tell you what you see before we. Oh, you hear. I don't know if my mic
Yeah.
made that sound, but it's like a hissing noise, but then it sort of like sputters out.
I
Well,
wonder if
that's
that was
not
meant to be a
great.
gas trap.
Like a rattlesnake. No.
Or like a hissing of gas.
Like a hissing of gas.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Well, that's
Quick, moves out the
a
way.
benefit, I guess. Well, no, I'm assuming that by doing this correctly, we didn't get gassed.
Or it
but
may
I am
have
still-
been that the gas trap was so old that the gas itself had
just
kind of
failed.
dissipated to some extent. Yeah.
That could be it too. Taking a sniff of the air, can I tell what kind of gas it was?
Give me a perception check, please. For your reference, this is not the smelly room. But the gas is smelly. Magnus, you take a sniff of it, and you're not entirely sure what it is, but when you breathe it in deeply, you feel nauseous. It passes quickly, but had the room filled with that gas, it probably would have been bad.
Hmm.
Okay. I wanted to make sure it wasn't like methane or something. Nobody used fire or electricity or.
No, more like a poison gas, you would guess.
Okay. Well, that's
As
very
little
good to
lightning
know.
arcs are going around my body.
That's
Okay.
kind of why I took a sniff. I was like, I want to make sure we're not
Yeah.
about to explode in a massive fireball.
Lunara's going to move back down. Well, move back down here and reopen this this door so that gas can dissipate.
I thought
Okay.
it
The
Oh,
one
well,
way.
oh no, actually, if this one is still open, gonna leave it because there
That
is
one's still
there is room for it to go. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I forgot that one was still open.
All right.
Okay, so-
do we want to continue forward, or do we want to try and figure out how to open up that other
Well,
passage?
I think figuring out how to open the other hatchway is forward.
Okay.
Maybe try his name again. See if it's so
Well,
good.
the only
he named
other
it
thing I could
twice.
think of is what's the name of that wizard that we think was involved in this
Oh,
shit show?
you're talking of Martek.
I mean, we could try that name, but I
Yeah,
don't know
good
if it's
shot.
going to end well.
I mean, worth a try. She says, backing
Maybe-
out of the room.
I was gonna say maybe everybody else get out of the room for a second. And yeah, I will place my hands in the handprints and say Martek and see if anything happens.
Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen.
You say the name Martek with your hands in the
Oh dear.
on the altar, and actually, how far away are we? Oh, you guys are just far enough away.
Oh.
The fireball that emanates from the altar, just like the heat of it, like it ruffles Quoth's feathers. Adriel, it like singes your like the front part of your hair, but you are unharmed. However, Magnus, who is sort of stood at the center of it, takes it full in the face.
Thank God I'm a tiefling.
Yeah, right. So 86 divided by 2. 13 points of fire damage. And that was
That
halved.
is
No, that
halved.
was already halved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably just turn around to the rest of the group, be like, in case you weren't aware, that one didn't work.
Okay, good to know that one didn't work. Where did I see where that fireball came from? Was it just like spawned by the altar itself, or did it come
Yeah.
from somewhere in the room?
It sort of appeared to have come from the altar.
Well, thanks for feeding my curiosity. Let's not do that again. Let's keep going
Yeah,
forward.
let's not. Yeah, let's not do that. So we do need to find a way. We still need to find a way to open this one here. Was it this one that has the thingies on it?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So I have a scroll of knock I could use. I don't know if that would actually open the mechanism or not, but I'm willing to try. Well, I say that I have 3 scrolls of knock.
Do we want to use the scroll of knock? Do we want to save it?
I've got 2 more after this one, so it's not too bad for me if we do end up using at least one.
Do we want to continue forward and just keep that statue in mind as like another avenue we can explore if we...
Well, where is forward if we don't go through here?
Well, isn't there this door here that we opened?
That literally is just like a little dead end.
Oh, it's just
area.
a trap. Okay.
Yeah. It's just a little alcove.
Well. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could try the scroll of knock. I also have a
Okay.
warhammer, which tends to work well against stone.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I think knock would open it?
You don't need to do an Arcana check for that.
Okay.
Typically, any knock will open any door,
Okay.
as long as it's not magically sealed. So you would. This is a door. You don't see. You know where the door is. There's no reason it wouldn't
Okay.
work.
Okay, then I will use the scroll of knock. I have
Okay.
removed one from my inventory.
All right. You use the scroll of knock, and it does indeed. The statue slides aside and opens up the hallway.
Yeah.
Wonder what the actual answer to that puzzle was.
Yeah.
He says to
me
himself
too.
as he pokes his head around the corner.
I'm like Lunara's probably thinking the same thing. Quoth's going to go in. Found another chamber. Caution of the floor.
Freeze.
Yeah, you're just walking ahead. Oh,
He was.
A javelin comes flying towards Quoth.
Okay. AC
16
is
to
12,
hit.
so yeah. Yep, AC is 12.
9
Yep.
piercing damage. Quoth disappears.
Okay. I will relay that something just fired at Quoth.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming if that is a creature, I have advantage on attack rolls against that creature until the end of time.
assuming we see it embedded into
Oh
the
well,
wall.
no, for the next 24 hours if that is a creature. Yeah, caution.
Yeah, so you guys just see, or I guess Adriel, you see just like a spear a javelin just come and like slam against the wall here, and there's a sort of a cloud of feathers.
I just stop immediately. Look at the group.
I mean, Magnus probably
First.
turns to Way and holds out the rock, paper, scissors sign.
Just gonna go forward. I got this. All right, here we go.
I'm a little sad that Quoth doesn't have the rest of the familiar rules, because I could potentially have cast shield through that and actually saved him if it was a wizard's familiar.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool.
But he doesn't have the wizard's familiar rules, so
I would have transferred the vigilant blessing to Way as he went forward.
Thank you. Just gonna walk forward, saunter forward.
Sure. At this point, you see.
There's a bogey ahead.
We're actually gonna roll some init here, I think.
I was gonna say I can see a lot further than everybody else. I probably should have gone first.
You can't see further than me, but yes, I can see him.
What's your
Um,
line of sight?
I have like 240 feet dark vision or something similar like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Lord. I have 300 feet.
Okay, fine, Mister. I can see forever.
So what you guys see ahead of you is a. I'm gonna show a picture. Copy image link. It is a Durgar. The grayish blue skin gives that away immediately. The white hair. This woman looks like she's been through some serious combat. And she's standing there. She's got another javelin that she's kind of like hoisting in her hand. But before anything else happens, the two invisible Durgar appear and are going to get to attack
where are
first in their surprise round.
Spells. What is the range on detect magic? 30 feet.
30
Okay.
feet.
That's 30. It's not a lot.
No.
So I'm gonna have them come up to way here. They will appear when they attack. One of them looks slightly different. One of them is more heavily armored, wearing full plate mail with a shield. I think so he goes first. He's gonna use 3 psychic attuned hammer attacks. 1,
Go.
2, 3. Wow, that sucked. The 24 I
hits.
assume will hit. 6 bludgeoning and 10 psychic damage.
Are you kidding me?
And he goes first, so that means that the other one, he can't do his thing. And then the other stone guard that is next to you is going to attack. And he's going to make 2 short sword attacks. Oh, actually, yeah, he's going to make 2 short sword attacks. Forgot that they could do that. Stone guard. Short sword, short sword. Does both hit?
Uh-huh.
7 and 9. And
I'm low.
Wei, you are up, but we're going to take a 30-second break because my coffee is empty, and no
Sure.
one wants to fight a DM with an empty coffee.
Mm.
So, yeah, we'll just take like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sure. Action. Okay. Okay. Question, Magnus. Would you like to get up close and personal with the stone guard that's up at the back, or would you prefer to be just kind of somewhere in the middle?
Think I want to draw some fire away from Wei.
Okay. Because I can make it so that before your turn, you can be pretty much anywhere in this fight you want to be.
That would be probably helpful. Because I was thinking about ending up around here.
Okay.
And then I was going to have spiritual weapon up and hopefully draw some fire away from those guys.
Sure. I'm going to be directing my fire at the guy at the back. But I can, with action and bonus action, move you and then Eldritch Blast some.
Yeah, that works for me. I'm also hoping that Adriel gets to go before they do, because there's a nice straight line there for a lightning bolt.
Yeah, I mean, Adriel is before them in the net, so
And that
Sounds like
Gurga
some strategies are going on here.
yep, we
Yeah,
got
it
some
seems
plans.
so.
Awesome. Okay, Wei. Oh, battle music. Wei, what would you like to do?
Back.
Wasn't that a surprise round?
That was a surprise round. We're at the top of
Yep.
initiative now, so
Oh, right.
you are.
Unless you want to get hit 4 more times.
Oh, I guess
Mhm.
he gets a surprise round. He's going to actually use his action to get big.
Okay. Fucking A. Alright. I'm gonna attack twice. Who hit me with the warhammer? Who hit me with the damn hammer?
The hammer was the plate mail guy, the warlord.
Let's try to take him down first. Well, I'm gonna
Okay,
swing twice. I'm sure the second one's gonna miss.
second one misses, but the first one does hit.
11.
Nice. That is slashing.
And I'm going to use that.
Good choice.
And
Good
I'm gonna
choice.
say ow, 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 ow. I'm gonna baseball slide under between Magnus's legs. Out, go, 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 go. They hurt me.
Okay. I am going to cast Storm. I'm going to use sorcery points first to do a quicken spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast. Let me take the sorcery points off. Call lightning.
Okay.
Feel this clouds start to form above the ceiling, below the ceiling.
Yeah.
And lightning starts to arc through all the clouds. It fills up a 60-foot radius. So
It sure
through
does.
this whole room. And a lightning bolt will come down in between these two.
Okay.
So they must give me a dexterity saving throw.
They sure will. Awesome. I need to describe this room to you because it's not a huge room. And I just like love the fact that like there's now a massive
Thunder cloud
cloud
in the ceiling.
lightning in it. So this is the grand hallway. This hall. Am I looking at the right one? I am not. Oh. Oh no, I am. Sorry, these maps were not numbered. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting the numbers right. This hallway slopes down at a moderate angle. Axe and hammer marks cover the walls. The plaster from the great frescoes that once covered these walls has fallen into rubble on the sloping floor. Dust blankets everything, and the air is very dry. Well, it was, and now it's like, I don't know. I lived in the States for a while, and there was like, we used to get these like crazy lightning storms in Ohio, where like there would be no rain, but like it would just be like full of like cloud and thunder, and that's really what I'm picturing here.
Mm.
That's the Midwest.
And I'm doing, sorry, I got super sidetracked there and I'm not doing my checks, which I'm going to do now. Normal, dexterity. DC 15 is correct?
DC 15, yep.
Okay. I just always check because Roll20 sometimes gets that wrong. Dungeon save is a half. Status none. Oof. 1 fail, 1 success.
Okay, so the damage is 3d10.
It's already rolled here, right?
Oh, did it?
25?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's 25, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yep.
that's better.
It's rolled and they've taken it.
Okay. Awesome. And then I will use my action, since that was a bonus action, to cast Lightning Spark at this one. You see where
Isn't that one a? It's an action to cast Call Lightning.
I used my
Quicken.
sorcery points.
Oh, you used your
Yeah.
Quicken. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
the
forgot.
Quicken. No problem. I know, I'm like, it's hard for me to keep track of these. And then, yeah, lightning spark that guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll me your attack.
11.
Ooh, he dodges out. He says, "Lightning again!" in Durgar, so you probably can't understand it, but that's what he says, and he dodges out of the way.
And then I will move. 5, 15, 5, 10. Nope, that's 20, 25. I'll move here. Unless we're all running. Are we running? Look at the rest of the crew.
Lunara
I'm
is
not
not in
running.
the mood for running.
No, I'm gonna go stave this
Okay.
warlord's head in with Warhammer.
Then I'll stay there. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Yeah. Going to. He's gonna get here. Super annoying. You guys are. Stop being tactical. Javelin, and this is gonna go at Magnus.
Beauty.
Nobody throws anything at me.
That's a hit.
23 to hit.
I will silvery barbs that.
Can you remind me?
I'm gonna post it. Hang on. Where's it gone? Silvery barbs. There you go.
Oh, right, I've got to roll again. Okay.
Yep. Roll again, and we take the lower result. 19.
Is still a hit. That is
Okay,
my
but Magnus
AC.
will have the advantage on his next D20 roll.
6 piercing to you, Magnus. By the way, I marked the one with the yellow dot is the one that killed Quoth.
Yep. Nice,
He's
yeah,
the one at the
thank
far end of the room there. And you know what? He's gonna pull out his last javelin. And he's gonna do that again.
Throw it at me.
Okey-doke.
Throw it at me.
You're behind Magnus, so he's going for Magnus first.
That's a miss.
16 is gonna miss.
Fool me once.
Gonna end his turn, and Lidnara, you are up.
Okay. Do you still wanna move, Magnus?
No, I think it's
or-
probably best I stay between you guys and this guy.
Copy. Okay. Yeah, it's a much easier move now, isn't it? So let me just check the range on something. Excellent. So Lunara is going to put a hex on this friend over here.
Sorry, which one?
The one that killed Quoth.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't see the ping. I didn't have it that high up on my map. X.
And then I started blasting.
Or as we like to call it, the Lunara Special.
Yeah.
Hex Blast
So
Blast.
advantage. Hex damage is on. So blast. And blast. Oh, baby. a
First
triple.
one misses, but you know that second one hits.
Let's have. That's not great damage, but so 4 and 7. So 11 points of damage.
Decent.
Yep. I'll put hex on you. I will take. I'll put hex concentration on and take magic concentration off. And then she will take a step back again. Actually, she can put herself there. So there's a little bit more room between her and the enemies. And that will be Lunara's turn.
Awesome. Okay, this guy. Stop running from me!
No.
I only have 25 feet of movement.
I'm realizing that was
What
a
a shame.
mistake to move out of the way because now they're out of my cloud. Oh well, live in there.
Oh,
It's like
well,
a
isn't the cloud like
cloud is a massive radius.
What's it?
It's like a
Yeah.
60-foot radius.
Yeah. Okay.
I think,
We
like-
didn't place a template, so I'm not sure exactly. how
Oh
to do
yeah, we didn't place a template because it's so big. I didn't think we needed to.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
They're
I
still
find
well
it kind of
within it.
annoying when you put down the template because it just takes up the entire, usually
The
takes up
entire
the
map.
entire room. Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes all the way down to the end of this corridor. That's assuming you cast it in the middle of the room.
Okay.
Did I have that on? Broadcast to others is on. Yeah, so
yeah,
if you had
that's on.
cast it,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, I think they're still well in it. Okay, this guy was going to You know what? He too. Oops, that's the wrong one. He too is going to grow. His heart grew 7 sizes that day. And Magnus, 2 javelins at you.
Oof. 1 hit.
14.
14.
And it's your turn.
Okay, well, I am going to use my action for something I hadn't intended to use it for, and we're going to channel divinity for Twilight Sanctuary. That. And then I will move forward. There we go. To there. And bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon. And I will place it, I don't know, I guess there. And I will attempt to hit the Warlord, I guess.
Okay.
It doesn't
He
count as
raises-
advantage for flanking, does it?
No.
No.
I didn't think so. Hey!
Yeah.
Didn't need that. All right, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I think that is my turn.
All right.
Oh, and then I will, at the end of my turn, give myself, was it 1d6 plus whatever my cleric level was in temporary hit
1d6
points.
plus cleric level, yeah.
That was my cleric.
Whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere. Cool.
Play here. I mean, foolish. Seems foolish.
What?
I'm just worried about clumping my guys.
They're foolish, though.
As you should be.
They're foolish though. Way.
Okay, I'm kind of low. When I mean I'm kind of low, I'm very low, very much below half. So I'm just gonna.
You got this.
To say, you and me both. Out of 48, I'm feeling about a 15.
Oof.
Yeah, but you have the higher AC at the moment, so. Yeah, I'm gonna take one step up just to give some extra help, but I'm gonna start pounding on the Warlord with my little. I'm gonna start shooting my little ghosts out there and start beating up the other guy at range.
Okay. Ghosty inactivated.
Yeah, both missed.
Oh.
Okay.
He
Oh.
misses. He just takes them on his shield. Like this guy's like a tank, and he just takes all the damage. Adriel.
Chang, take 1d6 plus 4
Oh, yeah.
temporary hit points.
Oh.
Does it look like they're taking all the lightning damage? And
Yes.
would I know if they take fire damage?
You can roll me a history check.
Okay. Nope, I don't know.
Oh.
You've never encountered Durgar before.
Yeah.
You don't have any reason to think that they wouldn't take fire damage, other than you hit something the other day that didn't take it.
Yeah.
But you're not
Uh,
entirely sure where they're from. Are they from like the Hells? Are they from?
Yeah. I'm going to, because I see my fellow teammates starting to get hurt. So I'm going to do 2 more sorcery points.
Mhm.
And cast Fireball as a bonus action.
Cool.
Can I just get the 3 of them without hitting?
Yeah, sorry, I just dragged that onto the map. I was
Okay.
going to give you the chance to move the template around.
All right.
Yeah, you can just do that, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Magnus will just have some singed eyebrows.
I mean, it just goes with the rest of the singed face.
Mm.
So dexterity
okay.
15.
Normal. Dex. DC 15. Damage
Yeah, there
is
a little ball
32.
of lightning in there that erupts.
Magnus will say that he is happy to hear us being referred to as teammates as opposed to like
Yeah.
servants or aides.
Well, he knows if you guys go down, he's in trouble.
You become the more hurt he gets, the more teammates you guys become.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
Stone Guard got the 19? Was it the one that's still standing?
I don't
I'm
know
guessing it was?
actually. The macro just sort of does it for me, and it
but-
doesn't show.
I'm gonna then use my action to do the lightning bolt.
Well,
from-
I have a thing. If it was this guy here that got the 19, which I would assume so because he's the one that's still alive. I am going to silvery barbs his successful save.
Oh, interesting.
Attack roll ability.
Can
Yeah.
you though? Has it been a full
Yes.
turn since you cast
Yes,
it
it
the
has.
first time?
It
Yes, it
has,
has.
yeah.
Okay.
I used it around here last turn. I used it on
Beauty.
the Warlord's turn last turn.
Yeah, okay,
would like that.
I will absolutely do that. So Stone Guard is gonna make another dex save. Oh, my mother's trying to call me. Oh, and he fails.
Get
So
boomed.
he took 15, or no, he took 16. Right? Yeah, 16, so another
So we can
16.
take the other 16. Yep.
To kill him, well done.
There we go. Worth a first level spell slot. Saves more effort.
Indeed. 3 dead Durgar. These guys shrink to their normal size.
Can I take back my sorcery points? Because I just wasted them.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I
you
did
can.
it in reaction to them passing the saving throw.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Let me.
Yeah, it like tries to dodge around your fireball and just gets distracted by a shadow or something that pushes it back into the fireball. Like not today.
Nice.
As a quick
Ah.
question, Kirsty,
Yeah.
Channel Divinity only lasts for a minute. Do the temporary hit points go away after said minute?
I would think they would.
No, I don't believe so. I believe that the temporary hit points go away when used.
All right, and in that
Yeah.
case, everybody gather up, get your temporary hit points.
Yeah. Nom nom
Roll
nom.
yourself 1d6 plus 4. I'm just going to keep my 9.
I'll have 9 as well. Thank you.
No point letting my one Channel Divinity go to waste for the day.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's you too, Gorm. Come get your temporary hit points.
Okay. Step up. Step up, Shadow.
God, that spell is so fucking powerful.
How much do I get?
1d6 plus 4.
And I think this is a good point for us to take our break. So let's take 10 here, and we will meet back at 25 to the hour and pick up with you guys, continuing to explore the Temple of Amun-Re.
Okay then.
Sounds
Okay.
See you in a minute.
And yes, so you have just defeated these Durgar, and I will. Adriel, how long do you leave your cloud going for?
I
Are you
leave
gonna
it
leave it
on
up for a
for the
little?
full 10 minutes.
Awesome.
For
So
dramatic
this,
effect. Yeah.
there's like a raging storm inside this corridor. The winds are sort of whipping up some of the dust. It's very hard to see in here. And the hallway itself is, as I described before, it's pretty much empty, aside from the bodies of the Durgar that lie at your feet.
All right. Before we proceed forward, I know two of us are not hurt, but two of us are pretty fucked up. So I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing.
Okay,
I'll search this Duergar.
sure.
So Wei and I both get 15 hit points back.
So in terms of gear,
I'm just taking a short rest. No?
We could.
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure whether we're taking a short rest or pressing on because we've only really done the one encounter.
Yeah. I'm good for resources, so we could press on a little bit further and then rest if we need to.
Just then when we blow into our cleric spells too early in the morning.
Yeah, true.
You mean that wasn't the boss fight?
From the way I got smacked
I
around,
know.
it sure felt like
And
it
the way
was.
you two got hurt. That's what I was like, okay.
Yeah, I only took 32 points of damage in one round.
That would almost kill me.
I mean, I only hurt so bad because I set off a fireball in my face earlier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is true.
All right. So yeah, I'll just search. Yeah, let's search this.
I'll have a look through these two.
Okay. So in terms of gear, the stone guards, the two with the mohawks, have chainmail and a shield. They've got 3 javelins and a short sword. And then the other Durgar, the warlord, has he's wearing plate mail and a shield, javelin, and a hammer. And that's about it in terms of gear. In terms of what they're carrying, sorry,
Okay.
I just need to check CRs here. Individual or up a challenge rating, we'll say 3. 170 gold pieces. 150
Oh, that's
electrum
actually-
if you can be bothered to sort that out. 260 silver and 1,600 copper pieces.
Yeah, I'll split it up.
1,000
wanna just
copper
put that
pieces?
in-
What are we doing with 1,000 copper pieces?
I mean,
Do we
like
wanna
the
just put
gold
that in the party loot,
in the
or-
electrum. I like having gold on myself. Makes him feel better for some reason.
Should we put split up the gold and then put the rest in the party loot?
Yeah.
Sure.
Good idea.
Okay, so I'll put the electrum, 150 electrum, 260.
Magnus is now imagining putting together a sequined top of just copper pieces.
It might protect you better.
You're not wrong.
Lunara will pick up the hammer that the guy was holding, probably with great difficulty, and pass it over to Magnus and go, "Is this any good for you?"
Is it just a regular warhammer?
It is, yes.
He'll
I mean,
heft it
it's
from side to
psychically
side
attuned
and
in
be
the-
like, I kind of like, I've worked in the grip on mine, but thank you. I will
Yeah,
take
fair.
these, though, and I'll scoop up a few of those javelins.
That's 42 gold
Okay.
a piece, right? Somewhere around there.
42 and a half, yeah.
I'll just say 42.
42 gold and an electrum each.
Keep the election.
I'll
Not bogged
take
down
4
our,
of those javelins
wallets.
if it's okay.
Take what you want. I think you're probably the only one that's going to use them.
not even sure I'll use them, but they're good to have.
Okay, so we had. I'll also add the. So there was a. Open again, you bastard. So it's 2 short swords.
2 short swords, a warhammer, 3 shields, 2 sets of chainmail, 1 set of plate mail, dwarf sized.
Sorry, 2 shields or 3 shields?
3 shields.
3
They all
shields. 3.
They all had a shield.
Okay, 2 lots of chainmail. 1 lot of plate. Was that?
1 lot of plate.
Yep.
2 short swords, 1 hammer.
Cool. Okay. Just put that in.
Sounds ridiculous to say this, but Lunar, do you know how to use a shield? Might be useful.
Yeah, I don't use any.
I don't think I do. I'd love to have shield proficiency. Simple weapons like armor. Nope, I do not know how to use a shield. I probably wouldn't know which way up to put it.
All right, so I'll look at Way if he wants to continue to move.
Uh-huh.
So up ahead, you guys. Oop, what happened to my map? There we go. Up ahead, you guys see that there is a door that is lying shattered on the ground. That would be this over here. On the mantle, I guess, above where the door frame was, there in large letters in an ancient language that Lunara can read, it says treasure room.
Sounds like a trap. Just before we go any further, you described frescoes that had been like smashed along the walls.
Yes.
They're not recognizable at all, right? Like you can't depict any sort of story.
You can sort of see some of it. It's again Amun-Re, and he is depicted as you can sort of see like moments of him, gifting things to his people, being exalted by his people. It's very Amun-Re centric, and it's very much making him look like the benevolent, wonderful leader that he definitely was not.
A lightning
I
spark
just wanted to
hit.
make sure there wasn't some sort of story we needed.
Actually, when my spell was up, could I just have more lightning come down and arc the walls?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just destroy it.
Picture
tear
Magnus
into
just trying to look closer at it, and then all of a sudden a lightning bolt zings by his face. Like, oh, geez, okay.
Yeah,
Wasn't trying to figure that out or anything.
Away, you're standing right at the edge of this door that's just on the ground. It looks like it's been smashed in with like axes or something like that. It's just clearly just been knocked down. It's disintegrating. It's quite old. And in the room itself, you see the remains of a treasure room. It looks like it's been pretty well plundered. There's bits of broken pottery. There's, a couple of copper coins scattered around, but pretty much everything is gone, dusty, broken, and old.
Do see another hallway at the end of the room.
There is another
Yep.
hallway at the end of the room.
And a sarcophagus. It looks like it's partly opened, just like past the light.
I love that you get like these little sneak peeks.
I can see the future.
As you step more into the room, you also notice that like the chests here, and over here, they've literally just been cut in half, to get to whatever was once inside.
Dwarven lockpicking by the looks of it.
It looks to your eyes like this happened long before these dwarves
Okay, fair. Okay, fair.
were here.
So I'm almost, I don't know, because what did she tell us how it said treasure room above the door, or did she keep that to
Mhm.
herself? Oh, you did tell us. Yeah, so I'm just
Yes, I would have read it
skeptical.
out, yeah.
I'm like, this feels like this could be
Yeah.
a fake, like a false treasure room. Why would they announce it?
I would have read it out, but like anyone else who can read Synodician would definitely have spotted that as well.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can read. Okay.
I forgot that like everyone in the
it's
party
just,
pretty much can read that now.
It's just Way that can't read Synodician, I'm pretty
Nope.
sure.
Just to
Or
make
can't
things
read something.
easier for the party and harder for Kirsty,
Yay!
I'm going to use Eyes of Night for the whole party, so everybody can see in the dark now.
Awesome.
Oh, nice. 300
Uh,
feet.
300 feet, yeah, for
300.
everybody.
Yes, please.
Okay. Give
How
me a
long
second.
does this last?
It only lasts for an hour. It's only for an
Oh.
hour, and I can only do it once a day unless I expend a spell slot. So
So my
My-
white electrical arced eyes, what they turn a different color, like your purple or something.
they probably just go gray because
Okay.
of my cleric thing. What is it? Ilmater.
Yeah.
All of his stuff's gray.
So
So
they go from white to a gray, arcing around his eyes.
yeah.
all right. Everyone's vision all of a sudden gets a. Do you tell them what you're doing, or do you just like all of a sudden everyone's vision gets better?
I probably just kind of like wade into the middle of them all and be like, "Hey," and I give them the Buddy Christ again, and all of a sudden they can see way better.
We can see way better, or
Yeah.
Yes, that as well.
Uh,
You see more of way than you ever thought you would.
Oh
I
god.
just want to point out my lantern's been out the whole time. So
Yeah, I remember your lantern because that's all I could see sometimes.
yeah,
But this is a lot better.
because Adriel and I are humans.
No, I can see in the dark.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I'm not
you
human.
little. You're not. You
No.
little. All right, I'm the only. I'm the
He's-
oddball out then.
He's not human. He's a
I'm
god.
divine. What do you mean?
Okay, so in the next room here, the tomb. This room is 30 feet wide. I'd say disappearing into the darkness, but you can see all of it. In the
Hmm.
center of this 20-foot tall room sits the sarcophagus, a large ornate stone coffin. It's lit as a jar and broken. In the center of the north wall, ancient writing has been chiseled onto the stone. And you can read the writing, and it says, "Here lies the true tomb of Amun-Re. Know that ye have arrived too late to plunder my ransom from Heaven's Gate."
So before I go into that room, I quickly just kind of say, "Oh wait, kind of wait up for a second," and I use my wand of secrets in this room. I spend one charge.
Could I also get that inscription, in chat?
Yes, you can. I'm going to have to type it out because it won't copy for me, so
Okay,
just give me a
sorry.
second. Adriel, can you please put the Wand of Secrets... Oh, no, I can look it up because it's not in... I just want to know... That's okay, I got it here. There is... It doesn't point anywhere. Nothing happens.
Okay. Trying to see if there's any secret doors in here. That's all. I'm not convinced it's a real vault. And then
It does protest a bit too much, doesn't it?
And I'm gonna do this. I'll use its last charge, and I'm gonna do the same in here. Sorry to do this to you, Kirsty.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I gave you those items for a reason, right? Again, there is no reaction from the wand.
This whole area must just be a fake. He doesn't believe it. It would just be so bluntly.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It was too easy to get here.
But I'll still do an investigation, or if someone else wants to do it, I'll help.
Yeah, I can look.
Buddy
What are you looking for?
Buddy Christ gives you some guidance.
Anything, any signs. Anything out of the ordinary. We'll take some time in here.
I mean, somebody just quickly make sure that Amun-Re's corpse isn't in that sarcophagus.
No.
Okay, so there's the inscription for you.
Thank you.
So you're basically giving this room a look around. Are you looking to see if it's the true tomb? Are you looking to see if there's secrets here, or what? I guess I'm
Um,
a little bit fuzzy on what you're looking for. Sorry.
because we don't believe it's a true tomb. So, yeah, any signs I would point to the real tomb. Because there won't be any. Is there any treasure left over? I'll take some time
Okay.
to actually look through this room if people are in no rush.
Okay. Party, you guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
go
know where
ahead
to
and
be.
roll me an investigation with advantage because you're taking your time. And then it sounds like you got some guidance as well headed your way.
This is Lenara.
Oh, you want me to do that?
I
Okay.
was
Yep.
helping you because remember I said
I see. Yep.
I'd help you.
Yep.
He's a god. He delegates. He doesn't do.
Yep. Sure. Yep. Yep. I'm just the hired help.
Okay. Can you also please roll me a history check, Lunara?
Nope.
Yes. Sure.
And
With or
I'm
without
again
advantage?
going to give you advantage on this, just
Yay.
because of your background.
Do I get guidance on top of that?
I mean, I
Ah.
would give it to you, but I don't know if
Yeah.
it's one of those
are
things
you
that you
aware
just do
enough to-
innately. It's not like
Yeah.
you're announcing I'm
innately, okay.
studying all of this stuff.
I'm studying.
Quiet, I'm thinking. Okay. So, a couple of things, Lenara. You look around this room, and there's nothing here to find. There's the what are they called? Canonical jars?
Canopic.
Canopic.
Canopic. That's the word I was looking for. Canopic jars. They're smashed and broken, and when you look at them, there's no signs of anything ever having been inside. The tomb itself, like the sarcophagus, is empty. There's no signs of any mummy, and the room itself, while painted with all these frescoes of, once again, Amun-Re being a great and benevolent leader, cough cough lies. It's not sitting right with you. And you are aware through your studies that it is quite common for especially a pharaoh with the kind of wealth and power that Amun-Re had, to try and divert tomb raiders. And one of the ways they would do that, one of the ways they do that is through traps, and the other way that they would do that is through a false tomb. And you're not even convinced that the fact that this treasure room was plundered, you're not even sure if it was really plundered or if it was staged.
Staged to be plundered, yeah. Okay.
Someone got here first.
Oh no, what a shame. Someone's already plundered it. See, they did it so long ago that we already wrote it on the wall.
So
yeah.
Adriel will just say it looks like we hit a dead end.
I'd say so.
I'm back round we go.
Yep.
Magnus probably just looks around and goes, "All right, listen up here, great Amun-Re or whatever. If you want us to fix your cock up, show us the way we're supposed to go."
I mean, he can't get in here.
Oh, can he not?
So, no, if you remember, he's locked out. Someone stole his keys.
Oh, right.
He needs us to bring his keys out for him so he can get back in again.
Right.
Essentially, that's dumbing it down ridiculously, but yeah. How did the Durgar get in here? Were they just trapped in here, or is there any signs of where they
came up
set
from
camp?
the? I was gonna say, I'm guessing they came up from the humid,
But
not
they were
rushing water
behind a locked door.
Welcome to
Oh,
the maps.
Is
Sure,
there
they
any
closed
signs
it
of them having
behind
a
them
camp
like
here?
we did.
There's no sign of a camp. It doesn't look like
Okay.
they were hanging out here.
Okay.
They got in somehow, and yes, I have been trying. While this map is very much a old school D&D map where there's just monsters for no reason.
Yeah.
I have actually made sure that all of the creatures do have a way in and out.
Okay.
So
Can I
you don't
investigate
you don't
this?
have to hand wave.
Sure. Can I investigate this room to see if I can like see any way they could have come in?
Yeah.
I like
Sure.
in when you're reading on maps and stuff, it's like the person in this room doesn't know anything about what's going on in the room two rooms over. It's like
2 rooms
they
over. I know, it's
just
like-
live in
Yeah.
this one room in their entire lives. Like, what is going on? Like, I always
We ignore each other. Yeah. Okay.
There was a lot
Would
of that in the
anyone-
pyramid. I had to do a lot of adjusting for like factions knowing what other factions were doing because they were all just like living their best lives in like their little tiny rooms.
Yeah.
I was like,
Would
no,
anyone
no,
like
there's
to-
a war.
Yeah. Would anyone like to assist me with like investigating the walls of this place?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Then
I'm
I will take
interested.
investigation mid guidance because there's got to be something, right? Investigation is a 15.
Okay. You do notice that there are some footprints in the dust, or there's areas where the dust has been disturbed, as though the Durgar have been through here. There's a couple of pots that actually look like they were maybe picked up and shattered more recently.
Okay.
So it does look as though they were through here, but you don't see any signs of secret doors. You don't see any signs of the Durgar having like entered suspiciously. In fact, there's footprints kind of where Way is going to and from.
Okay.
Magnus is about to start taking the Doom approach and just bouncing his warhammer off the walls here in
Yeah.
hollow spots.
I will just remind you guys, there are areas of the map that you have not explored.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's head back. I guess we'll do a little look around here. Although the walls are pretty shattered, so I doubt there is a doubt there's anything secret in here.
Yeah, not only have the
Question
walls got a lot of axe marks and stuff here, Adriel also did a lot of damage with his lightning bolt.
Yeah. True. Okay.
Uh,
Let's go back to the secret door we found the back of then. I guess.
Magnus, did you have something you wanted to do?
No, I was just gonna say the only thing was we were wondering if the Dorgar had come in through somewhere here or had closed the door behind them, and I don't think we
Yeah.
come to a consensus.
Are there any footprints of the Durgar out here in the dust? I mean, we spent a lot of
Yeah.
time here, so it might be a bit scuffed, but
It's a bit scuffed, but just for the sake of
Okay.
moving it along, yeah, you're seeing footprints here as though the
Okay.
Durgar did come this way.
okay. So it looks like the Durgar solved that problem themselves somehow. Curious.
Should have
Okay.
kept one of them alive to ask.
Yeah.
What was the solution to the puzzle?
Actually solved the puzzle. Yeah. We had axes. Oh, okay, fair. Okay, so it was down this way.
So these are the 2 rooms on either side. One was an empty pit. The
Yeah.
other one was a pit that had the sense of water in it. And then there was this hallway that led down to the back of another statue down here.
Okay.
Okay, so coming up to this room here, funnily enough, with 300 feet of dark vision, you could just see the bottom.
I will go and have a
That's
look.
convenient.
How very convenient. Exactly 300 feet deep.
It actually hilariously is. Oh no, this one is 120 feet.
So Lunara would have been
Yeah.
able to see the bottom of that. Shouldn't it? Okay, fair.
But it was the
Uh,
raven that did the
Yes.
searching. Okay, so this is the 10-foot wide arched corridor that you are currently walking through opens into a vertical circular shaft 30 feet in diameter. The shaft has wet, slime-covered walls dropping into, it says darkness below, but I'll explain what's at the bottom in a second. And it rises 30 feet above the level that you're at to a domed ceiling above. The air here is
Okay.
very humid. When you peer down, you can see that the shaft drops down 120 feet and then you can see murky water. You don't know how deep the water is because obviously you can't see down into the water. It's quite dark. It's quite stagnant, and yeah, you know when you're at like a pond where the water just like sits, it's kind of got that type of smell that is emanating up from this shaft.
Could I
Adriel, can you
suggest?
cast? I was just gonna say, Adriel, can you cast light on a copper piece and just drop it down into the water?
That was going to be my suggestion too.
I sure can. And I hand out my hand for a copper piece.
Rummages around in his pack. Here you are.
And
Oh, I
take
love
it,
how chippy is.
and I cast
We
light on it.
have copper in the party loot, for fuck's sake. Use that.
Yeah, but I don't carry it.
I'm surprised you have any coin at all.
Oh, only gold.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a copper out of the party loot. There you
Okay.
go.
I'll
Okay.
cast light on it and drop it. Boop.
Oh, that's fun.
And I will stand back.
You cast light on it and you drop it. And just before it hits the water, it vanishes.
Oh,
Oh.
Magnus would just say, "Well, that ain't normal."
that is not normal.
Lunar, does it look like anybody's climbed up that wall recently?
It would have been challenging to do so, but I can have a look and give it an investigation or perception. Which would you prefer?
You know what? I am not going to require a roll for that.
Okay.
Yes, it does look. You could see some pittons in the wall.
Uh-huh.
So that's where the Durgar came from, I guess.
That's where they came in. Okay.
But what is below the illusion?
Underdark.
Possibly. I
Some-
would detect magic on that, but I don't. I want to keep Hex up for the moment.
I'm gonna assume something horrible that wants to kill or eat all of us, or both.
So you have been to the Underdark.
Right. Well, let's fasten some rope to one of these pythons and climb down, I suppose.
Do we want to investigate the rest of this temple first before we delve deeper?
I don't think there's too much left to investigate. The other side has rushing water. I mean, you can go chuck another copper piece down
I
there
would-
if you want.
What about those?
I would like
first
to at least go through this door.
skinny
Oh,
hallways.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, we can have a look at those.
When you
I'm
say
gonna see-
investigate the door, what are you opening it or are you like investigating it for
I'm
traps?
checking there's
or-
a mechanism. I'm checking there's a mechanism to open it with, and then I'm going to check for traps.
Yeah, there's like a button on the back of the statue to
Okay.
move it.
Then yeah, I will check for traps.
Okay, go ahead, roll me an investigation.
Do I get guidance on that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Whenever I see
Let's
you
go.
actively doing something, I will give
Sure.
you guidance.
Thank you.
I mean, should we check this hallway for any secret doors? I feel like this place is huge.
Worth a look, yeah.
So
Yeah, there's big voids that could be, yeah.
I'll look in this
Could be
hallway.
If I notice Adriel looking around, I will give him guidance as well.
For any kind
Okay,
of secret doors.
And your range is 30 feet, right?
What do you mean?
Sorry, was that Magnus?
No, for the wand of
Oh no, I can't
secrets?
use the wand
Oh.
anymore. I used all.
Oh,
the
sorry,
charges.
sorry.
I'm just doing
So you're
like a investigation. and
An
perception.
investigation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, roll me an investigation.
A 2. Plus.
You
I think
find-
even 4.
Yeah.
I don't even think 4 will help you.
Plus 1. I got a 3.
You find
The
nothing.
DC was 3. To find nothing.
So I'm just looking at this dusty wall.
In all fairness, it is quite dusty, and you don't see a lot of signs. There's the footprints from the Durgar, I suppose, but you don't really see much else.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like these hallways get used terribly often. Lunar, the room you are looking at is not dusty. This room is seems to be more actively used. So you are looking at a 30-foot square room with 20-foot walls rising to a domed ceiling. There is a statue of Gorm here, who's the one
Okay.
that moved out of the way. And the walls are covered with inscriptions in Synodacian.
Okay. And what sort of thing are they saying?
They say, "It was said throughout the land that from that time forth those who entered the tomb either came forth saying that its riches were already plundered, or else they never returned at all. That day did the river dry and the rains disappear. The arid sun burned into the land, and everything withered from its gaze. The people too dried up and blew away like the grass that withered beneath their feet. All now that remains is I, who tend this temple in the hopes that some soul might return that terrible wrath of Amun-Re. I also sell trinkets to the tradesmen who come, though lately sales have been low."
Does it have a name?
That was-
Who sells trinkets?
That was essentially, please visit the gift shop on your way out.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Where's the gift shop? I haven't found it yet. All right, did you guys want to go check out that other arm and see what it is?
Oh, there's
Yeah.
one more inscription. You guys are
Go
gonna
on.
love this. "The trade business died away after the first 4 years. Now here I am, holding 12 cases of temple statues. Oh, for the days when a priest could earn an honest gold piece."
Golly.
Oh, I love this module so much.
It's so honest about like what NPCs are actually like.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm picturing the priest as Genie from the beginning of Aladdin.
I was picturing the trader at the beginning of Aladdin that Robin Williams
Well, I mean,
plays, the one
I-
that's like, come closer,
that's-
closer.
Yeah, but
too
I
close."
always just picture him as Genie because it's Robin Williams voicing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so do we want to go down this skinny alleyway? Because Magnus really does not want to. He's not
Well,
looking
I
forward to
think
squeezing
Leads
into
to the
that.
front where we came in.
It is.
Yeah, but there's the other arm that goes
Oh,
the
the
rest
other
of the
way?
way. That we
Then
can
let's
check out.
go. Let's go back through the central one. That's not that's not like squeezy.
Okay.
Let's go back through the central door. That's what I'm trying to say.
Still gonna have to squeeze.
Yeah.
Do you close the statue behind you, or do you leave it open? That was
Probably
a weird
close it.
sentence. Do you close the statue?
Yeah, I close the statue.
I didn't put doors here. I forgot about them when I made this, and so I have to like put in lines of sight again. Which is fine. It's not a problem. It's just I'm like, I should have used doors, and then you guys could have done it, and I wouldn't have to ask. Like you could just choose
Yeah.
to or not.
Yeah, but it's a secret door. We're not supposed to know it's there.
Well, no, but there's secret doors
no.
in Roll20 that like you can hide, and then once the
Mm,
players have
yeah.
seen them,
Oh
they
man,
show up
are there?
as.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very
Oh.
cool.
Okay. I'm gonna just kind of have a look down there and see if there's like footprints into because this is only about 4 foot wide, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 4 feet wide, so it's a comfortable distance to walk through. It's not like you're
Not like I'm
squeezing. It's
Can I
it's
have-
about 10 feet tall as well. It's just narrower than you know
Okay.
a 10-foot wide passage.
Can I see like footprints in the dust? Ahead?
There's no dust here. This is a what seems to be a fairly heavily trafficked area.
Okay. Then
Wherever the
yeah,
gift
I will
shop is.
squeeze. I'll squeeze ahead. I'm gonna obviously she's gonna take off her hat and like hold it. For the once you get to see her hair without a hat.
I mean, it's 10 feet tall.
Yeah, but the hat might like kind of scrape up against the sides. She doesn't want to run any risk of that.
Fair. Okay.
Hats have width.
Magnus
I
is
hope it-
glad he doesn't have horns anymore because it would be way
Oh.
too tight with his horns.
Peek around the corner there, Scooby-Doo style,
hmm
and gesture for the rest of the group to follow. What am I seeing exactly?
Okay. This opens into a room, and here there are some worshippers of Gorm. They are prostrate before the statue that you see above you. The statue is at the center of the north wall. They are all sort of chanting in unison, the sound of mere murmur. Again, 30-foot square room, domed ceiling. There are torches attached to the walls, brightly illuminating in 5 inscriptions on the walls. And the statue here is of Gorm. This time, though, his arms are outstretched, and he is holding an altar bowl of blazing fire near his chest, 15 feet above the floor. A stone staircase leads up to the bowl. One of the figures, clad in what is Gorm's clerical garb, throws an offering into the bowl. The flames leap up 10 feet nearly to the dome above, obscuring the face of the statue. They die back for an instant, and the low chant is once more resumed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel illuminated here.
All that's going
Go
through
have a look, I
Max's
guess.
mind right now is, do any of these followers have sort of healing abilities? Because we could maybe hit them up real quick, be like, hey, there's things defiling your temple, and we're dealing with them. Can you help us out?
Yeah, worth a try.
As you guys come in, the followers turn and look at you. They see Adriel, and they then get a little confused. Some of them bow to the statue, some of them bow to you, and then they sort of like switch around and they bow to the statue and to you, and then one of the more clever ones kind of stands to this part of the room and bows down to both of you at once.
I like that one. He needs a promotion.
Yeah. Good thinking.
Thinking outside the box.
Does any of them look like they could cast magic? Like, do they have focuses on or anything like that?
They all have holy symbols of Gorm.
Would I know if that's a magical
That would be a holy focus, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Because your holy symbol would be
Yeah.
a cleric's
Got it,
focus,
got it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just point to him. Say, you, come here.
He comes and kneels before you.
My friends need aid. Or would I use the word friends?
Subordinates? Subjects?
Colleagues.
Yeah, he would just say.
Lunara will remember whatever wording you use. Just want to point that out.
I don't think it's. I think it's obvious sometimes. Like, he doesn't like the way he feels. It's not that he doesn't like you guys or anything. He just. You're all on a journey with him. Like, that's how he sees it.
We're all the portable trap detectors.
Like,
Yeah.
we're all meant to. You guys are all meant to be here at this time and place for a reason to him. Like, so that's kind of how he feels. I don't think he hides it too well. So he tells the follower, heal them.
And he does. He's got 3 cure wound spells that he can do. Which is 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier. Let's do. So 9 points to Magnus and 8 points to Wei, and then he has 1 more that he can cast.
I give it to Wei. I think he probably needs it more than I do.
I'm almost topped off already.
Same. So, I mean, take it, top shelf off. It's fine.
Alright, cheers. Well, 1 away from topping off, but close enough.
And then he says, it was my honor to serve you, O Holy Gorm. I hope I have passed your test, as I know you could have done this so easily yourself.
He says, may the divine light shine upon you, my faithful, and your valor will be ever rewarded.
He sort of gets down on his knees and makes his forehead touch the ground and says, you honor me, blam blam.
And then he goes,
Blam, blam.
completely ignoring them again. 'Cause he's a-
He backs up and sits against the wall.
As we leave this room, eventually, Magnus will go over to that one and just be like, honeyed words don't always pay the bills, so here you go. And I palm him a gold piece.
He takes the gold piece and he puts it in the bowl.
It's his to do with as he wishes.
And once again, the flames rise up, and when they die down, the gold piece is gone.
Oh, is it in my pocket?
No, it's going to the treasure room for sure.
Oh,
Everything's
yeah.
getting routed to that treasure room.
So that would, I guess, pique our curiosity and we'll go investigate. Do you see any
Sure.
magic around it? Or can I do an Arcana check?
Are
I
you
do
using
not
like
have
a-
detect magic active presently.
Oh. So I'll do an Arcana check if I can and see if I notice anything
Sure.
magical about this.
Go ahead.
Wow, the roll is so low. 8.
Because you spend all your good rolls
I-
persuading people that you're a god.
Yeah, I know. It's like, are you a god? 36. Is this magical? 8. I mean, there was a gold coin that was there and now it's gone. But is it a mechanical? Maybe there's like a little opening in the bottom of this bowl. Maybe it's just in the fire and you can't see it. Maybe it's magic. Who knows?
And I'm doing my best. Probably why I rolled so badly because I'm trying to also portray this stature of a god, like to my followers. So I'm like not like trying to look at it, but not look like a commoner looking at it. Trying to maybe like, I approve. Like I approve of this. Like this is a nice statue, kind of thing.
You're not rubbernecking. You're
Yeah. Lunara, who
overseeing.
has no such concerns, will come over and have a look and give it an investigation on her own.
Magnus will also give Lunara guidance and just ask her, is the fire magical or mechanical? Like, is it being fed by something?
Yep, that will be kind of the focus of my investigation. So let's find out. So Lunara investigates. 26.
Lunara, this is a pretty simple set of spells. You've seen similar things in the past. The fire is indeed a magical fire. It looks to you like it's probably a continual flame spell.
Yep, I was thinking that. Yep.
Because it doesn't seem to go out. And the big bout of flame that goes up, it's not burning anything. There's no smoke billowing through this room. Even though the flames go up and nearly touch the ceiling, there's no sign of any charring or anything like that. And continual flame tends to burn cold.
Yeah.
The other thing that you've seen this before, it's kind of a common swindler's trick, is a little teleport spell at the bottom of that bowl. Would be your guess, right? And so it's like, throw it in, a big hoopla thing happens, and then the treasure gets removed. Probably, as you said, to a treasure room.
Yeah. Lunara puts her hand into the flame.
It's cold. It doesn't. It tickles a little bit. Like you can sort of feel it like a breeze almost.
Sure. Let me just check something. Spells. I have to VSM. Okay. She will message Magnus under her breath, like turn to the corner, as if to think about something, and message Magnus basically with her findings.
It pretty much confirms what Magnus thought. I mean,
Yeah.
he spent his time around swindlers growing up, so it just makes sense. But it means that there's a lot more gold to find.
All right.
Climb down into the weird, eerie pit that absorbs light, I guess.
I doubt that's where the gold came from, because why would the Durgar leave? If there's gold there, they're going to stay there. Sorry if that's a racist observation, but Lunara has probably not seen a lot of dwarves and only knows little bits out of books.
That is fair.
I think after we leave the after we leave this area, she doesn't want to discuss this in earshot of the worshippers. Maybe when we're back around in here, she will reveal that there's some kind of teleportation in there. She thinks so. There's pretty certainly a gold room somewhere to see.
Well, let's go talk in the lobby, I guess.
Yep, let's go talk to the lobby.
Do we
was
want
thinking
to
that too.
get all of? Do we want to get all those worshippers out of there and I don't know, have one of us sit in the continual flame bowl until we teleport to where the gold is?
I mean, that is potential. So, gonna look to blah blah and say, it looks like someone is swindling our friends in there.
In what way?
The gold that goes into that bowl. So I put my hand in there. That fire is not hot. Could not cook anything. Anything that goes into the bottom there is getting teleported.
Then we must find out who is doing this.
It might well. Would I know the limitations of the teleport spell there? Could it teleport me if I jumped in?
Without a detect magic, I don't think that you would
Fair.
know, because it would depend on what type of teleport. There's lots of different types of teleport spells.
Sure. Yep.
And so you wouldn't be privy to that information unless you did a detect magic or something.
Sure.
Would
I don't really want to do that.
Would either Adriel or Lunara be able to track an item? If we were to throw a particular thing in there, would you guys be able to figure out which direction it is after it teleports?
I could potentially scry on something. Oh no, it's a creature. That's annoying. Scrying is a creature, so that doesn't help.
I can simply tell everyone in there to step outside.
Yeah, I could try and go through the thing.
One of my problems is if one of us does go through there, we don't know how to get back. We don't know where
Yeah,
it
true.
goes,
We'll all
and
jump
then that
in.
person's on their own.
If they teleport, then we all jump in after her, or after him, whoever's.
That could also be the way to a pit that we end up trapped in.
Full of gold.
Oh,
I
good.
mean,
Yeah,
yes,
we
there would- there would
a
be
bunch of
some-
money we can't spend.
No, I mean if there was gold, then there would have to be a way to get to it. So they won't have it.
Not if you're supposed to follow you to the afterlife, right?
Yeah,
I see.
That's a quick way to
you
the
think-
afterlife.
But you don't think that this is part of the actual temple? You think that this is someone swindling them, using it?
I don't know if it's that or if it was set up by Amun-Re
Or is
to
it really going?
bolster his treasure.
No, this has to be going to a place that you can access from outside of this teleportation
Well,
fire.
Well, why can't we just go outside and ask him?
I mean, you are the avatar of Gorm. I suppose you could just demand
Well-
to answer where all that gold is going.
Yeah, you're Blim Blam. You can ask them if they know.
You could just turn out your pockets and be like, it ain't coming to me, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside. You see, Amun-Re is not out. He's not allowed inside the temple, right? His temple grounds. I'm gonna go outside. Oi, Amun-Re. Let's go outside with the smoke break.
I hadn't thought about asking the shadow. That is a good idea.
That is.
Also, sort of guessing that the module didn't consider asking the shadow.
I'm just checking how far he can go.
I have 55 speed.
No,
I
how
can-
far Amun-Re can go.
Not you, Amun-Re.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can whatever his limit
meet
is,
him
I can go-
halfway.
I can meet him there. I can meet him there and come back really quickly. I can move very fast.
His speed.
Yeah, you know what? He does. He appears before you. And he raises his arm up and says, "Behold my temple." As if you hadn't already been in there and seen it.
Yeah, we've seen everything already, mate. We've got a few questions for you.
Yes. What
Adri?
questions do you have?
And I sort of leaning on a pillar, just look to my right. Adri.
Are you out there, Adriel?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
thought you were
ran.
going
I
to.
wasn't gonna run.
No, I'm just outside. I'm just outside of at the entrance,
Okay.
sort of like at the steps, when we walked up. I look back to the rest of the group. Do the talking.
Hmm.
Or rather, let them ask the inquisitive questions.
So yeah, I'll ask him.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll say,
What do you
so we want to just know, where is the money going that is being thrown into the bowl?
I mean, we'll start there and we'll go with, like, where are we supposed to go to get this gem and uncurse this land? That's really the main crux of the issue here, not the goal.
He says to you, "In my foolish ways, I stole the money that came from Gorm and funneled it for my own purposes."
Magnus just looks at the group, goes, "Fucking knew it."
So where does it go?
Yep.
How do we get to there?
I cannot tell you. The curse prevents me from giving you clues about the dungeon, but good try.
What if we took out a piece of parchment and then you drew
I
it?
knew this was gonna I knew. I need to.
I cannot give you any clues whatsoever. The module forbids it.
I need to do that next time they try role playing through one of my encounters.
The next question was going to be, how many false treasure rooms are there in this damn place?
All right, looks like we're going back in.
Okay. I suggest as their deity, you tell them to stop giving offerings through the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Or to donate everything they have so that when we do find the legit treasure room, we can just take it all. Technically, their donations would be going to Gorm then.
Okay, so yeah, I'll start to head over to that room where they're making offerings and begging.
Sure. Yeah. So you head to the room where the people are making offerings, and they seem to be finishing up their chanting for the day.
And I say, "Dear devotees, I beseech you to depart this chamber momentarily, for I shall now embark on an investigation journey alone."
They bow and say, "As you wish, Blam Blam," and they leave the room.
I motion to the others.
That was easy.
Well, who's going in the bowl first?
You.
I mean, I'm probably the smallest out of any of us.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well,
So how long should we
so
wait before we jump in after if you don't come back?
Give
10
me
seconds?
make it 30.
Would you like rope?
Yeah. Well, a rope won't help if it's a teleportation. This isn't a portal.
It'll just get severed, cut in half.
The rope will either get severed or you'll get pulled with me.
Oh, wonderful.
Neither of those are
Should we all
good
just go in?
options. So.
Not at the same time.
No. Let me just check. What is the range on? See, I kind of wish I had Quoth right now.
And this is how they
But-
TPK'd.
So, as long as it's within 120 feet, I will be able to message one of you, or at least, well, when I get through, I will try and message one of you to give you an update and tell you whether or not to join me.
All right, go for
Right.
it.
Well,
If you
But
good
If you
luck.
don't get a message, give me 30 seconds. Thank you. I will probably need it.
I will
she,
cast
like-
guidance on Lunara just in case.
Thank you. Okay, this is the worst decision I've ever made in D&D, but it's
This
a
is
decision
right
I
up
want to make.
there. This is
She,
like
I mean,
like,
yeah, Adriel's about to jump in himself. He feels compelled.
this guidance
She-
that Magnus gives you is like with a grimace. Just oh, good luck.
yeah, thank you. Lunara steps into the bowl. Oh, it's
Okay.
tingly.
Lunara steps into the bowl. Lunara, please join me in secrets.
Okay. See you guys in a bit, maybe.
Maybe I should have just jumped into.
I just
Mhm.
wanted to say, Lunara climbs. She sits in the bowl, and she's in there for maybe a second before she vanishes.
Okay. So
Right.
I start counting. Once it gets to 30 seconds, I'm going to jump in. Just so you know while you're in secrets describing it.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is easily among the worst decisions I've ever seen made in D&D.
No,
And I
I
hate
mean,
the fact that it was my idea. It was like, I don't know, let's
mean-
just climb into the bowl.
it's not black like a near of annihilation. A fear. Oh God, I can't say it. A sphere of annihilation. So, like my group,
True.
my group did. So it was not that bad.
It's like cursing a hag on
We're
your
gonna-
way to throw a PC's body into a bay.
We're gonna end up in a huge pile of gold. I mean, that's what's gonna happen, or a lot of rotted food as well. That'd be funny if it was like sacrifices, or there's just like corpses.
Oh, Jesus. Anything's possible.
No, it'd probably just be gold. Huge treasure.
Fucking Dragon's Den.
Or that too. Dragon could have easily moved in. My friend's listening to us as we play while he plays Starfield, he said. That's funny.
How's Starfield?
I don't know, I never played it. We'll see if he responds.
I can't get enough of it.
I'm waiting for the inevitable 16th release with Game of the Year edition.
I'm playing on I get Game Pass for free, so I'm playing it on there.
Fair. I also don't have an up-to-date graphics card. Like I'm running a 1070. I don't trust myself to actually.
Yeah, he
Oh,
said,
Be able to run it.
he said it's amazing.
Okay, so you get a message from Lunara. Nick is just typing it now.
All of us, or who specifically someone?
You too, Adriel, right?
I would assume. Because I was going to jump in.
Oh, me? Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, that's just going to make me want to go in even more. So,
I mean, I can't stop you, but I will say, like, she says don't follow.
yeah, but I want to see this room. Because this is
Like I
his
said,
temple.
Magnus can't stop you. So
Yeah,
if
she
you jump
jumps-
in, it's
he jumps in.
You jump in. Okay.
As long as I know
Yeah.
it's breathable.
Adriel, can you please go into secrets?
Okay.
Same thing that you guys saw with Lunara happens with Adriel. There.
Oh,
Yeah, Adriel, you message Magnus. Magnus doesn't know he can respond if he wants to, and Adriel all of a sudden appears next to you, Lunara.
oh boy. Hi. This some dangerous. Caution.
So I mean, I look around. What do I see?
So you are in an octagon room. There's a dome ceiling, and there's a prone human skeleton in the center of the floor. There's a vaguely sulfurous smell that assails your nostrils. There are exits in each wall that are identical and separated from one another by identical walls. The exits are about 10 feet wide. There's a rust orange mist that swirls on the other side of all of the archways, so you cannot see beyond them. And you can also see a lever that is set in the center of each wall, just above the inscription that says "Pull me" in several languages. The levers obviously pull upwards. The skeleton lies in the center of the floor. Its arm is extended above its head. It holds a sword in its arm, and the pointing end indicates one of the exits.
Oh,
Okay, so we now have the playing with Sicilian when death is on the line gambit. Is the sword arm pointing towards the one that killed this skeleton, or one of the or a safe exit?
are you asking me?
Lunara is mentioning this out loud. She's like, this is a we have to get into the mind, or we have to try and get into this person's mindset. Were they
Everything
pointing
he
towards
does
safety?
is a lie. So I would assume it is not pointing to safety.
Well, the thing is that we don't know whether this was done like this corpse isn't necessarily Martek slash the Ammon Ray's doing.
But didn't he admit to it when we asked him? He said,
he was stealing from Gorm.
yeah, and he said he was.
Oh, right, okay.
So this must be.
Okay.
As you guys ponder, I'm actually just going to switch over to the other group, and I will be back in a moment.
Okay.
Mm.
So I'm trying to really get an image of this room. So it's octagon, she said?
Yeah, I think it's octagonal with 4 exits. Each of the exits has a brownish gas swirling, and a lever with "Pull me."
On each of the doors, or just one lever?
Each of them has
Oh,
a
each
lever.
of them has a lever. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got to pick the safe one. It's about 30 foot. It's about 30 foot around, so I'm guessing. Like, I'm leaning towards an AoE spell gets cast, and we've seen Fireball already. Do we want to call the others in here? I can message to call them.
Okay, gang.
Yeah,
you're,
let's do it.
Okay. I'm actually gonna message. I'm gonna message Magnus again and say, actually, since Adriel's here, you guys might as well follow too. We need a little bit of extra consideration power. Otherwise, I'm just
Okay.
gonna overthink this.
All right, let's just go back into general then.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're back.
So pretty much before you guys even get a chance to do what you said you were doing, there is a message that says,
Since Adriel's here, you guys might as well come too. This is a puzzle, and I think it needs your input.
If you think you need Magnus's input for a puzzle, we're in trouble.
Otherwise, Lunara's going to overthink things. You know Lunara.
All right, well, Way, I guess after you.
Wait, one more roll. Damn. Let's see what I roll. Damn it. Terrible.
Almost.
All right,
Um,
all right. Yeah, good games, lads.
okay.
Good games.
I am. I'm gonna ask for a just a short break here. This is remember me saying, "Oh no."
Has not prepped everything. Yes.
This is the oh no area. Of course, you guys go there. I had everything else prepped.
The oh no
so
zone.
yeah, and I'm struggling with the map for this area. Hence the I accidentally clicked on the other map and I think things got bad fast. So I'm just gonna ask for like a 5 or 10 minute break while I get things set up, if you guys don't mind, and then we will pick up from there. I didn't
yeah,
think
sure.
you would go through that one. I prepped the whole other thing because I thought you would for sure go down the water.
It's close
I
to the
tried
end of
to
our
convince
day.
them to climb down
Yeah.
that wall.
It's close to the end of our day, so.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Should
Yeah,
we
we can
just
just
call
call
it?
it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
worth
For me.
time to prepare.
So let
Yeah.
me describe
Yeah.
what I see so that you
Mm.
kind of know where we'll be starting from next time. And everyone's good to play next week?
Yep.
Yep.
I will be gone the week after that, though.
Okay. That's actually probably good because I'm doing night shifts the next 2 Saturdays, and I can probably do 1 early morning with a night shift, but 2 early mornings with a night shift might be awful.
Yeah.
So that works out well. Okay. So as soon as you are fully within the offering basin, the flames rise up before you, completely blocking your sight. You're blinded momentarily and you feel a slight dizziness which passes almost as soon as it began. When you look up, however, you are in the basin no longer. You are in a room that is a perfect octagon with 4 arched exits. There's a domed ceiling and a prone human skeleton that is in the center of the floor. There is a vaguely sulfurous smell that assails your nostrils. The exits are all identical and separated from one another by identical walls. The walls and exits are each about 10 feet wide. Rust orange mists swirl on the other side of the archways, preventing you from seeing what lies beyond. Clearly visible from anywhere in the room, a lever is set in the center of each wall, just above an inscription that says "Pull me" in several different languages. The levers obviously pull upwards. The skeleton lies in the center of the floor, its arm is extended above its head, and it holds a sword in this arm that points towards one of the exits.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, no, that
guys.
puzzle sucks. It's not going to
Yeah.
be fun at all.
Welcome. I say welcome.
So I can see a potential solution, but that could also just cause us getting fireballed. So, not sure. We'll need
Wouldn't
some.
be
we'll
my
need some
first
thinking
time
next
today, so
It wouldn't true. Like the idea suggests to me, there's 4 of us. There's 4 levers.
We all pull one.
that is an idea. I don't love it. It's an idea.
No, I don't either. I do not love it.
Because if it
I-
sets
I-
off
I do
3
not.
traps.
3 fireballs!
Yeah,
Yay!
three.
TPK motherfuckers! Speed run!
Oh god.
And you said under or over each lever is a different language.
So the levers are in multiple languages, and it says "Pull me" in each language that you recognize.
Oh, okay.
But each lever
But
has the same
but above
amount of-
each one has the same languages.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a good thought you had there.
Mm.
Awesome.
See,
Well,
that's the
guess
only
we
thing
have
I
time
could
to
go
think
off of.
about it.
It's I'm out of ideas
Yeah.
now.
Oh, boy.
I've tried
Throw
nothing,
something
I'm all out
through
of
each
ideas.
of the rusty sandstorms. I don't know.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully we don't kill ourselves next game.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm getting used to killing characters now. I killed 2 yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I was
gosh,
hoping
you
yeah.
that would get it out of your
tasted
system.
blood.
Yeah, I got a taste for it now.
Oh no.
Jeez.
It's,
This puzzle's gonna be brutal.
Mm.
I know. We're gonna have to really think about it.
We're gonna have to take a closer look at that skeleton for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That-
mean, we can
definitely
sort of do this room and theater of the mind if you guys want to kind of spend some time
Yeah.
investigating and
We've
stuff.
got like
Yeah, it
15
doesn't-
minutes, so yeah. Yeah. I'll
I
I'll
will-
investigate the skeleton.
I will guide.
Woohoo!
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Okay. Normal. Would someone like to assist me in investigating said skeleton?
I will.
Investigation. 28,
Nice.
which isn't even my final form.
You take a look at the skeleton and the sword. The sword is not, interestingly, is not in the skeleton's hand. The sword is a little ways away from the hand, as though it was dropped when the person fell, perhaps.
Okay.
The skeleton itself is completely a skeleton. There's no armor or anything on it. It is just literally bones.
Okay.
You do see that there are some fractures on the bones.
Okay.
And if you want to sort of investigate that further, then you can give me a medicine check. But you do notice the fractures with your investigation.
Okay. Medicine is not my strong suit, but I will point those out to Magnus.
While they're
Oh,
doing
jeez.
that, is there any gold in here? Like, where was it going?
Don't see any gold.
Huh. Just curious.
Interesting.
interesting.
eh?
Yeah.
I will guide myself and make a medicine check. But I will also ask, how tall is the ceiling?
Actually, I'm just gonna add one more note to that. When you realize that there's no gold here, you look at your pouch and you notice that there's no gold in your pouch
What?
either.
Oh.
No!
We're getting that back.
Oh, you should have told me that before I came down into this hole, you bastard.
I haven't checked.
We all started screaming, no! Oh
I lost my
God.
69 gold.
I had 902. I'm just gonna put a star next to it. So I don't.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Starting to
Um,
DM sucks.
But yes, sorry. Yeah, how tall is the ceiling?
Oh yes, sorry. The ceiling here is 30 feet tall. At its highest, it is a domed ceiling. So it's probably got about 5 foot of dome to it. So it's 20 feet high. 25 feet high at the walls, and then 30 up at the top of the dome.
Okay. And medicine
And,
check.
yeah. That smell of sulfur suggests to me a fireball.
So 12 for medicine.
Okay. What you are able to ascertain is that these are these cracks. You're not sure if these cracks happened at death or after death, but it looks to you like force damage of some kind.
And whereabouts are the cracks?
They are all, that's interesting actually, they are all on the bits of the skeleton that are lying on the floor.
So the
Okay.
ground area. Okay.
So the ceiling presses down. Good to know. That's not great.
No. Although it's a dome, so
Yeah, potentially like one person could maybe huddle in the center. Maybe.
yeah, I guess if you're in the wrong area, you could get crushed. Yeah, okay.
But I mean, this is in the center of the room, isn't it?
It is in the center of the room, correct?
And it's like it has cracks along it, laying down in a prone position. So I'm assuming if the ceiling closes, we're boned, no matter where you are.
Yeah, this is the new bone zone.
Unless we have like
Um,
potions of gaseous form or something, then we can dick around with trying the levers. But I mean, that is my deduction from that information. I don't know if somebody else has a different takeaway.
No, I'm just frustrated. I lost all my gold.
Well, hopefully we'll find
Yeah.
that gold has to go somewhere, so we should be able to find that treasury at some point.
If we can survive this room.
Mm.
And there's nothing else in this room? Sorry, it's just the skeleton and the sword?
The skeleton, the sword, and then the levers on the walls, and the rusty mist, and the smell.
Okay. So what sort of pose is the skeleton in? Like, I'm
can
trying
actually
to like
Show you a
picture its.
picture.
Yeah, please. I'm trying to picture like what it would have done as its last moments.
Snip
It points
tool.
to the solution. Well, that's-
Or is it a trick and it points to the trap?
I mean,
This
everything.
is exactly what I said to you. This is exactly
Yeah.
what I said to Adriel when we got in here.
'cause
So
everything
we've got
is-
the gambit from Princess Bride.
everything.
The problem is you've brought in Magnus, who's the most paranoid person ever.
Yeah, because everything in the false tomb was like staged. So is this being staged or is this real? Like, this is insane. Where do we? I think.
I just put the picture in Discord that came with the module.
Okay, so it's on its side.
Very odd pose.
So my guess would have been that looking at that position of the body, my guess is that it tried the lever that was pointing away from the sword, like the one that the pommel of the sword is pointing towards, and then backed away as the roof started coming down and got crushed.
I mean,
Like,
it's-
that's what that suggests to me.
we don't know if it took a few steps before it died. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is a hard one. All right.
But that's what that suggests to
Yeah,
me. So that,
no.
to me, rules out the one that the pommel's pointing towards.
Nobody here has polymorph, right?
We are not that level, my dude.
Yeah,
I
not
didn't
yet.
think so. Just thinking like worst case scenario, cast polymorph or something on me to make me real tiny.
Yeah.
Then pull a
And then you can
lever
at least be the one that survives. Yeah.
and I can heal people.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of? Can I tell if there's any kind of breeze moving through this room?
Okay.
Like, you know,
There's
like
no.
through cracks. I can cast fog cloud
I'm-
and see if it escapes through anywhere.
Sure, go ahead. Cast fog cloud and see if it escapes through anywhere. That's a clever idea.
That is a good idea.
All right.
I'm
I
also going to drop
cast-
concentration on Hex while we're doing this.
I cast fog cloud.
Suspiciously, the fog cloud just hangs
Oh,
in the
God,
air.
I give up.
That's going to make my next move much more difficult. Can you drop concentration on that,
Yeah,
please?
I can't. Yeah, I drop it immediately once I notice that.
Okay, I'm going to detect magic.
I believe the gases. The red mist, rusty orange color mist, would be giving off a magic vibe,
Okay.
and that would be of the school
Of rock.
enchantment.
Better than
Okay.
evocation.
Yeah, that is much better. Is enchantment magic.
Should we just take a
I
long rest
wander
before we try
towards the-
anything?
If I wander
We should
towards the
probably-
doors, does the smell of sulfur get stronger?
Yes.
All the doors?
All of the doors are swirling with this orange, rusty mist, and yes, the sulfur smell seems to hang in the air around this mist.
Should have climbed down the goddamn well, guys. I'm just saying.
Mm.
I'd at least be 69 gold richer still.
Okay. Can I have a look at the levers and see if there's any signs of activation on them? Like in like the dust around them, or
Yeah, give me yeah, I'm not going to make a roll investigation for that.
Okay.
You take a look at the levers and they don't seem to have been moved in quite a while.
Okay.
They are oh, how can I put this? Uh, yeah, there's a lot of dust in this room. There's not a lot of movement seems to have come
Mhm.
through here in a long time. And the doesn't look all the levers, as I said, are currently they all look as though they pull upwards.
They flick upwards. Okay.
Yeah, and they're all currently in the down position. So in order to move them, you'd have to flick them upwards, if that makes sense.
Okay.
There was
Is there
nothing
any
about
difference?
this in that guy's
nothing that
journal
gives this
that
away.
you read, Adriel, right?
Wait, say that again?
That's worth considering.
That
Oh.
that guy's journal that you read before we came into this temple, there was nothing about this trap in there, right?
I could look through it again. See if I notice.
While you're doing that, can I see if there's any difference in the wording of the pull me levers, pull me signs in other languages? If they're exact carbon copies of each other.
They do seem to be exact carbon copies of each other, yes. And no, there's nothing about levers or this chamber that you can see in the Book of Amun-Re.
Well, looks like we'll be here for a while. Perhaps we should make the best of it.
Take a short.
Start
take a
pulling
short
out the
rest in
dice
this room.
again, looking for a flat wall. More craps?
Yeah.
Right.
Let the big brains think this one out.
Yeah, we'll
Get
have
the
to
dice.
ponder on this.
Get the
So we
symbols out.
take a short rest in this room, I guess.
I don't know. I think that's probably a good idea, but I don't know where we go from here other than just pulling levers at random, which seems like a bad idea, but
I've nothing to say that pulling a lever is reversible, so that is concerning.
Yep.
Hang on a minute.
do we know what orientation the room is? Like, do we know which way north is? Can we figure that out?
There's no possible way.
Interestingly, you do not know which way is north. You are
I
so
didn't
turned
think so.
around and you teleported here, so you have no way of knowing which way you were facing.
We know we're at least within 120 feet of where we were because I was able to message you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh shit.
I can't-
That might not be true.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it might be true. That may or may not be true.
Okay.
DM might have dropped the ball there.
That's okay.
Either way, we would have jumped in because of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't see any area past the mist. The sulfurous
Correct.
shit.
I mean,
It is a fog that obscures vision.
Trying to think what I have on me here.
Is
I
this a
have-
good place for us to... Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Magnus.
I was gonna say I think it's probably a good place for us to take a break, but I do have 10
Yeah.
Titans, so I would just like wander towards one of the doors and throw one into the mist and see how far it goes before I lose sight of it. What happens to it when I throw it in?
If you hear a clang, yeah.
Does it disintegrate into mist?
You throw it into the mist and you hear it clattering on the floor. It sounds like a stone floor.
And it doesn't seem to like visually change at all.
It does not seem to visually change at all.
So everything we've heard thus far from Martek / Amun-Re has been the opposite. Has been opposite day, right? The welcome, you found the thing. It's been ransacked already. Blah blah blah. What if we just don't pull the levers? What if we just pick a direction, cover our mouths just in case of the of this gas, and go that way?
Not all
It
gases
might not be a bad idea.
I mean, some gases, if they touch your skin, they can hurt you. So how do we know?
Well, if it does cause us pain, we just come back here. We just immediately come back here.
It's an idea. Look around. At the others.
It's better than pulling any of those levers, in my opinion.
Well, I think we'll find out next time, right? 'Cause
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think this is
On
this
Dragon
is the
Ball
perfect.
Yeah. Somebody
Um,
write down that Magnus is going to tie rope around himself and wander into the mist. And if I start taking pain, you guys got to pull me out.
I mean, the other
Yeah.
option is Magnus does the pull because you're going to be a damn sight stronger than any of us.
Yeah, but I could probably take more of a hit than all of you too.
I'm-
Although we
Uh,
can take a short
Three of
rest
us
right
can fall
afterwards.
back.
So
I would suggest anything that you want to remember for next time, just type it in the chat of the game, and that way when we boot up the game next time, we'll be able to see it in the chat if there's anything in particular you want to, excuse me, anything in particular you want to recall. And at this point, we will save game. And I have been futzing this entire time with this map, and I can normally have no problem aligning them, and I cannot get this one to align.
It looks
Um,
fine now for me.
No, the one that you're supposed to be on.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. It is a wander recklessly into the mist. So I will bring you back to the splash. And good, successful navigation through the first part of this tomb. This is a tricky temple, and you guys are handling it really well. So good job, guys. And I'll
that was
see you
pretty
guys
fun.
next week, and we'll continue on
Yeah.
with the scary mists and terrifying levers.
All right. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
sounds
Hey,
good.
bye.
Take
See you
care.
guys next week.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Good night.